What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Tej pack. Tej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing, my favorite part about Tej Haney is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Haney get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tej Haney is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tej Haney is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tej pack. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in to the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. I am hoping it will be a great start leaving my house. Be there. Hold on one second. Everything is great. I'm here in New York. Everything has been great. Everything has been fine. I got in really late last night. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to Cafe. I'm going to be reading the super chat shortly. What up? So, why is Anton late today? Yes, I have to make myself accountable to the people. Oh, brother, why is Anton late today? Well, Anton is late today because I have been going back and forth with the Airbnb guy. So I'm out here in New York. I got a whole 360 view. Everything is everything, right? Got the whole vibe out here. I got the city that way. Got the water that way. So everything is cool. But they talking about, yeah, we're going to have maintenance come up in order to make sure that the internet is fine. I'm like, hey, my internet is good right now. For the next 2 to 3 hours, I need to make sure that my internet is perfect. I need to live stream. Whatever y'all got to do, stay the fuck out of my way until my internet is good. And so they was like, oh, okay. But anyway, so I'm here in New York, at the top of the city, right? There's some beautiful buildings here in New York. There's a lot of construction out here in New York. So, again, obviously, you see the water right there, right? So that's the water. And then, you know, I got the TV back there and all of that stuff, right? What building is this right here? Because it looked like it got stairs on it. What building is that? I don't know what building that is. And then you got the H&M building right there, right? There we go. You got the H&M building right there, right? I don't know. It's pretty interesting. From every bedroom in this house is views. Well, in this apartment, but every bedroom in this apartment is views or whatever. Y'all said that's the Bentley Hotel in Manhattan, huh? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Shout out to Alonzo. Alonzo said that he hit 100K in his investment account before 30, and he don't have a degree, and he started off making $9 an hour. Shout out to Alonzo. Listen, 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 listen. It's gonna be a great show. But what I haven't done in a while, mainly because of limitations and time and traveling and all of this other type of stuff, is I haven't been able to allow for you guys to be able to come up on a panel. So what I plan to do today is hopefully I can open it up for you guys to be able to come up, express or ask whatever questions or debate whatever thing you don't agree with. If you don't agree with my take on this, or you think you got a financial question or whatever, here's your opportunity for you to do so. All right. So I'm going to bust through some of these subjects and give you my thoughts. Let's go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. But before I do, I got to acknowledge the super chats. Yes, I feel phenomenal. I don't know. It's like my voice is still trying to come back, but I'm in a great space. We got the Patreon meetup tomorrow. So do not say the location. Do not tell your friends. You are more than welcome to bring your plus one. Let's have a good time. It's going to be right here in New York, in the heart of the city. Rita plans on going out and doing some shopping today, so that should be absolutely awesome. But we got the Patreon meetup, so if you're not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. So one thing I also want to tell y'all before we get started with the show, I'm going to do some housekeeping. I want to acknowledge the super chats. I'm going to be reading the super chats throughout the show. One thing that I do want to tell y'all is that I plan on doing a live stream either this Sunday afternoon, maybe a little bit difficult because I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know if I'm going to be in the air or what. Either late Sunday afternoon, but it'll probably be Tuesday. So this upcoming Tuesday, I'm going to do a live stream for the Patreon members, right? And what I want to do is I want to go down and break down exactly what my costs are, and give you an update on building my first rental property from scratch, cash, right? So I'll share with y'all, for example, something that I got in my email yesterday. I'm going to share with y'all something, and I want to tell you what it is. I want to kind of give y'all a little bit of a glimpse of what we do inside of the Patreon, right? So where is it at? All right. So, for example, one of the things that I got inside of my email, and I'll share my screen with you guys really quickly. Give me a second. So one of the things that I got inside of my email is, let's do this. So this is my email, right? And so let me blow this up a little bit. Yesterday when I was on a plane, I got the material quote for my property. Now, this gives you a whole layout of exactly how much that's going to cost. And it gives you a breakdown, and I don't want to go into the details or whatever, but it gives you the material estimate, and I'm actually saving about $10,000 because we revised and we redid some stuff on what it was going to take in order to ensure that this property is built correctly, right? And so I go down and I give you a breakdown and I give you a cost of how much my materials, because this is my first time building my first rental property. And so what I like to do for my Patreon members is bring them along with me to help them to understand what my costs are and what my hurdles. It's the same thing that I was doing when I built my restaurant. It's the same thing what I'm doing when I'm teaching y'all to build a business. It's one of the reasons why I feel comfortable investing in you guys and making sure that you guys have seed money in order to vet out your ideas and stuff like that. But I plan on giving you guys a full breakdown of what my costs are, how much it costs for me to acquire the property, how much my permits are. I just pulled 2 permits yesterday water and sewage, and they cost me the equivalent of about $9,500. So almost 10 grand for permits just for water and sewage, right? My material costs, I was able to save $10,000 by getting the same footage inside of the rental property. So we got the same square footage, but we just re-engineered it a little bit differently, and it lowered our material costs by over $10,000, right? How much I'm spending on my contractors, how much it's going to cost me in order to do excavation, how much it costs me to be able to tear down all of the trees, right? And so I'm taking you along this journey of building the first property, because it's much different than buying a turnkey property, much different than flipping a property, much different than wholesale and all of this other bullshit that they teaching y'all that you can go and find on a random YouTube video. This is different, right? Because location matters, how much lumber prices are, what's the difference between buying a turnkey property versus building it yourself, what's the true cost of it, should you build it cash or should you get a construction loan? I'm building mine 100% cash, but I'm going to tell you the difference between a buddy of mine that's taking out a construction loan and then he's going to transfer that into a mortgage. So for everybody, are y'all buffering? I want to make sure that everybody is good. All right, cool. So for everybody that is a part of the Patreon, I want you guys to be able to get this information. And so I'm going to be live streaming probably Tuesday of next week to make sure that you guys get all of the information that you have or get an update of what I'm doing, of what it takes in order to build a property, all right? So if you're not a part of the Patreon, then don't sit here talking to me, talking about Anton, why you ain't giving us the game, Anton, why you don't. I give y'all a lot of game and information on the Millionaire Morning Show every day, right? I give y'all a lot of information and game, but if you want the details, if you want to see my receipts, I'm going to go through, I'm going to show y'all the receipts. I'm going to show y'all the payments. I'm going to show y'all my back end. I'm going to give y'all an anticipation of what I plan to spend and if there's going to be any overage or if I'm going to come in under budget. I'm going to break down every single thing that y'all need in order to get the information to make a more informed decision from a real estate perspective of whether you should do some of the same things, or at least you can do a compare and contrast from what your ideas is or what society is teaching you. So you'll have more information to be able to break down how it is that you can make your own investments. And if you should do the same thing, right? So bag chasers, there's no additional cost. There's no cost to get into the Patreon meetup tomorrow night. Again, I plan on live streaming next week, probably Tuesday of next week. So I'm going to break down and show y'all all of the receipts and tell you exactly what it is that I've spent so far, what my timeline is, and then what I anticipate spending long term. So if you're part of the Patreon, just tune in. If you don't get a chance to watch it, I'm going to repost the live stream. You'll be able to rewatch it, and then we'll go from there. All right? Make sure y'all also tap into that Teej pack, that Teej Hanley. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. So I want to make sure that y'all taken care of on that front also. If you're not a part of the Teej family, link is in the description. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. The link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And then we go from there. All right? All right, cool. Again, I'm going to be reading Super Chats throughout the show. And I'm going to drop a link in the description towards the end of the show for y'all to be able to cam up. If you have any questions, if you want to dispute anything that I'm saying, you're more than welcome to be able to do that, and you do not have to be on camera to do so. All right? Let me read a couple Super Chats, and then we're going to get started with the show. Shout out to Cafe. I appreciate you. Says, good morning, Bag Chasers. Is the only morning show worth watching. Shout out to you for this game. I appreciate you, Cafe. Thank you, my friend. Cliff Williams is in the building with the 5-ball. Says, I'm here in Calgary crushing his work. These guys can't believe 2 guys making it happen. I'm a motherfucking monster. And he sent me pics on my phone. Shout out to Cliff. I'm going to be responding to you shortly. Michael Russell was in the building. Says, excited that you're back in NY. I'll be at the meetup after I get to the bag. Shout out to all of the bag chasers. I'm going to see y'all in NY. And I'm going to announce the next city very, very soon. And then shout out to J Dubs is in the building. I appreciate you, big dog, with the 25 ball. Says, I always appreciate the value you bring while you always provide your view. I would love a Patreon masterclass on marriage and relationships. Do y'all really want to hear that? I get a pulse. I'll find out. I'll do a poll on the Patreon, and then we'll go from there. All right, thank y'all. So I'll be reading Super Chats throughout the show. Let me also acknowledge a couple people. Mike, that dude with the 10 ball, I appreciate you. K. Cooper, Says, for your awesome show, gets me through my day. And Tommy, I appreciate you. And Psychedelic Sense, thank you for holding me down. You guys are absolutely awesome. And let's get to it. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly, Ray Brinson. I am traveling everywhere. I've been to a lot of places. I'm going to a lot of places. Overseas, I'll be in Tokyo next month. And I've seen a lot of things and I'm observing a lot of things. And the first thing that I observed, because I caught my Uber here, so we did an Uber black truck because I got my wife and I got my daughter and all of that, right? And I went into JFK, so I think I flew into JFK. And then I took a Uber black here to the apartment, which is here in Hell's Kitchen area, a stone's throw away from Manhattan, right in the middle of everything. I mean, literally a stone's throw away from Times Square, the whole 9 yards, right? And my Uber ride was like $140, and then I tipped them $50, so it wound up coming to $190. And we went over to the 7-Eleven, and a bottle of water was just egregious, and it was out of control. And I seen, and it was like 2, 3 in the morning, right? And then I seen the bus driver. He stopped the bus. He came over and he went and got his stuff from 7-Eleven, and he went and got his little stuff. The little stuff like you buying off the food truck, the 7-Eleven, a little grill or whatever. They went and got that. And then, I was kicking it with the guy that pulled up in a Lamborghini and, right outside. And he had the Urus. And then there was another guy that pulled up in a Huracan. And I was asking him why they even own cars in New York because it don't even make sense to drive. And we was having conversations, right? But the one thing that I did notice, and I'm noticing this more often, not just in New York, not just in LA, not just in Miami, not just in Tampa, but I'm noticing it in Detroit. I'm noticing it. I was talking to some friends that's in Nashville. I got a friend that is in Atlanta I was talking to. And even in places like Las Vegas, there are no more regular people. And if there are, they're going away. Listen, I'm telling you, there is no middle class. Here in New York, it's the people that's going to be negotiating to buy a fake handbag on the side of the road, and it's the people that's going to be going inside of Gucci. If you go to a basketball game, it's the seats that they can sell that's going to be, they got to get rid of the rest of the seats, and then it's going to be the people that sit on the floor. But there is like no middle anymore in anything. Either it costs you a whole lot to get to where you got to go, or you can try to negotiate to try to just do, catch a ride, hitch a ride. If you go out there and you living in Santa Monica, or you out in Venice Beach, or you in Newport, either you got a roommate and you staying with 7 other people, or you living in a box, a shoebox, or you just rich out of this world. It's almost like, because being on the ground and having conversations with everybody is real. Is real. And the tripped out part about it is like, being a millionaire is the new middle class. Being a millionaire is the new middle class. When I walk around every day, right, and y'all see my budget, you see my spending summary, I can pull it up for you right now, what I've spent this month personally. Don't have nothing to do with my business accounts, don't have nothing to do with my personal, the different businesses that I run, content creation, none of that. And I'll show you my spending summary for the month, because I'm transparent, and a lot of people think it be stunting, but it ain't stunting. It's just my reality. And so if it makes you uncomfortable, then you can turn off the live stream and we can figure it out from there. But my spending summary, so far in July 2023, and this month I've spent $54,000. Let me spin it around. Hold on, I got you. Hold on, give me a second. So far this month I've spent $54,000, right?
And the interesting thing about it is that, so it's July 14th, spent 54 bands, and I don't feel nothing. Like, I don't feel like, oh man, like life is extraordinary. Like, my life is extraordinary, don't get me wrong. But I don't feel like it moves the needle anymore from normalcy from when I was making, $100,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? It's like 100,000 then 20 years ago kind of feel like a million now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't feel like nothing. It's not a feeling like, oh my God, like, oh my, I can go and buy. It don't resonate. It don't hit. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, I remember when we used to research a long time ago and used to say, okay, I want to go down, what is it, Fifth Avenue, shopping here in New York. And they used to call it Millionaire's Row, right? And that was where the millionaires stayed and everything like that. Now, you come to New York, they don't refer to nothing like millionaires. It's called Billionaires Row now. And it's like, yo, if you don't have a billion, then it's not going to be like you moving a needle. I'm not in a position yet to where I can take a private plane on a regular basis, or I can go and buy my own plane yet. I'll get there. I'm on my way. But it just don't feel like nothing, right? It feels like when I'm out and about and I'm having conversations with people and I'm trying to give them the game and I'm helping them to understand how they need to level up. If I see somebody and they say, well, Anton, I make $40,000 a year, and then they break down their lifestyle, and I know that they can't put a dime into their retirement, and they're going to be dependent on Social Security, and they got all of these fucking student loans, and, they're trying to impress everybody else. It feels like poverty. It feels like poverty, right? You're better off never getting it. Hear me out. And we're going to get into the show. You're better off never getting it than getting it and then having to go back. It's just like relationships. And this is why we say body counts matter. Because now that she's experienced all of these other guys, now that Adam 22's wife has been blacked, you know what I'm saying? Been bust down. Adam 22 looked like he be on camera looking like he trying to figure it out, like he trying to keep it all together. He looks like he's trying to, because she can't unsee what she saw. When she was walking around limping for the next couple days talking about she's sore, she's not going to be able to unsee that. So can she really go back to what was normal prior to? You better off never seeing it. You better off never experiencing it than to experience it and then want to say, you know what, I want to go back to it. I think that that's why these NFL players and these NBA players, they have such a hard time transitioning into a regular life when that money stopped coming in, right? When they got to try to figure out how they can survive for the rest of their life off of what they have and try to maintain versus continuing to embrace what the lifestyle has afforded them or what they thought that the lifestyle had afforded them for that small period of time. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. And I'm telling you, look, man, we used to think that our house size was normal when we was growing up. What I'm telling you is that when you drive back through the hood and you see the house that you was raised in, you be thinking to yourself, how did we survive in that? How was there so many people in that house? It seemed normal until you got out of it, and then it's like, what the hell is this? So all I'm saying to y'all is take inventory of what you have, make the adjustment right now, because unfortunately, I don't have a swan song for you. I don't have a story where I can tell you, oh, well, everything is going to be okay. I don't. What I'm going to tell you is that the people that's preaching to you, hey, it's okay for you to make $50,000 a year and you can survive off of that, they lying to you, bro. They're lying to you. Your children are going to need student loans in order for them to be able to survive. You're going to have to depend on Social Security, which is not guaranteed to be there when you get older. You're not going to have enough money to be able to put up for retirement. You're not going to be able to travel and do the things that you want to do. You can't raise a family of 4 and 5 people. I had a coaching call and somebody said I wanted 10 children, but then I had to pare that down to 1 because I realized that it just wasn't feasible for me to be able to survive, or for me and my wife to be able to survive and have 1 kid when I just got laid off from my job. And there's no bigger example of it than when you go to these major cities. You go to the New Yorks, you go to the Dubais, you go to the LAs, and it's a whole lot. If you go to Miami, the people that are native to Miami is not the ones that's out here having fun. Unless you're a millionaire or unless you're really getting to the bag. Those people are spending day and night, suffering, surviving, literally working every day just to be able to make ends meet. They not at the beach. They not at the clubs. They not partying. They not having a good time. They not ordering DoorDash every day. They not taking Ubers and then being able to sleep. They not out here running it up and busting it down. They not doing none of that. They are in survival mode. And they are 1 to 2 paychecks away from losing. That's why van life took off. That whole van life movement, man, them people is uncomfortable, cramped. It be cold at night. They be worried somebody is going to steal their house. It's hard. It's hard, bro. And I'm telling you, I feel for it. And this is why I do what I do on a daily basis as far as trying to pour into y'all, because I done been on both sides multiple times. And it's better on this side than it is on that side. And so ain't nothing going to change, bro. It's going to get more exaggerated. There's going to be a bigger divide between the haves and the have-nots. And so while y'all so distracted talking about black rights and all of this stuff, it's real. It's literally real. I had a conversation on my delayed flight yesterday with a guy that said that his buddy worked for BlackRock, and we was talking about the watches and the Rolexes and stuff like that. And he was like, "Yo, Anton, I'm looking to get out of New York because I can't afford to be here anymore." And this guy was a 28-year-old millionaire. Because we was breaking down the difference between the housing markets and stuff like that. So neither here nor there. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show. And again, I'm going to be opening this up for everybody else. But let me address something right now. Devin Haney. Now he trying to punch his way out of a gun charge. Shout out to Devin Haney. Man, listen. I told y'all last week. I just told y'all that these dudes was idiots. I just told y'all that they getting finessed. I just told y'all this. Oh man, Anton is always getting on the young bulls. No, I'm giving these little niggas tough love because I'm trying to help y'all to understand that it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. Devin Haney, as talented as he is ignorant. He's getting finessed. They always put themselves in the same position every single time. Now, you can make the argument and say, oh, it's just a little gun charge. No big deal. He going to be able to get out and all of this other type of stuff, right? Sure. Bailed out on $35,000 bail. They going to make sure that their prize fighter is out of jail, and because they want you to be able to fight. But tell me that his trajectory is literally not on the same path as somebody like an Adrian Broner. Have we not seen this story play out over and over and over and over again? And I want him to be successful, right? As much as I poke fun at Devin Haney for talking shit on Instagram, I don't ever want to see nobody's bags get messed up. I never want to see nobody's bags get messed up. And I know that he's a prize fighter, right? Similar to how they used to do y'all slaves on Candyland. Y'all ever seen Django and what they described as a prize fighter? And the minute that he ain't a prize anymore, you know what they gonna do? Wash their hands of him. And then I'm gonna be sitting there trying to pick up the pieces and help him to understand, hey, Devin, you should have invested your money a little bit differently instead of buying all of that costume jewelry. But Neither here nor there. Let's continue. I'm going to read the reports for you. All right? I'm going to read the reports for you because I want you to understand the type of situation that this guy is finding himself in that we predicted no less than a week ago, about a week ago, right? So I'm going to read the report for you, and then I want y'all to tell me whether or not. Devin Haney, boxing star, arrested, cops say. A semi-automatic handgun or a semi-automatic gun was found in the car. If this is not the typical athlete, I want to mess up everything story. Okay, let's continue. According to TMZ Sports, he was arrested Thursday morning following a night out in Hollywood. After cops say they found a semi-automatic handgun in his car during a routine traffic stop. He was out at Catch in LA on Wednesday when just minutes after he left the hotspot around midnight, law enforcement tells TMZ the cops pulled over his ride due to an unsafe lane change and failure to use a turn signal. According to authorities, Haney was not driving, but the person who told the officers during the traffic stop that there was a firearm in the car. So, first question that we got to ask ourselves is, who he got around him? Who he got around him? Is this not the Ja Morant story again? First question that we got to ask ourselves is, who he got around him, right? Because they said it's a handgun under the driver's seat. Now, I'm assuming that he has security with him. Or maybe not. Maybe it was just one of his homeboys that was pretending to be security. Could it have been one of his homeboys? Could it have been one of his homies who he put on that he's saying was security? Either way, let me break down this story for y'all. So the first guy they pull out of the car, they say, listen, what's going on, big dog? He said, yo, fam, it's a handgun under the seat. All right, cool. Cops say when they got Haney and his security out of the car, and when they searched the vehicle, they found a semi-automatic handgun under the driver's seat. Law enforcement said no one took ownership of the gun. And when and since the car was registered to Haney, he was arrested and booked for felony possession of a concealed weapon. Jail records show he was released at 8:12 a.m. Thursday on $35,000 bail. He's due in court on a hearing on the matter next month. And so, now that we understand what it is that we're dealing with, young bull, talented, having conversations, going out to the nightclub, being on the scene, wearing the costume jewelry, he feels invincible right now. He feels invincible right now, right? You know what the funniest part about it is? If you talk to some of these, I'll say seasoned, it's largely documented, and plenty of people talked about it. Paul George talked about it on his podcast. Gilbert Arena talked about it on a regular basis. No Chill Gil be chilling by his lonely. Kobe Bryant was never in the scene. Once he got caught up at one time with that one chick, Kobe Bryant stayed out of the fray. He understood the assignment. He understood how he was going to move it. Look, I know how much security costs. I know how much it costs to have people walking around with you. I know how much they stealing out of this dude's pockets. I know how much he getting finessed when it comes to his jewelry. It's a zero-sum game. It's a zero-sum game. The game is, let me tell you what the real game of life is. Devin Haney, and this is not even me dissing him. This ain't got nothing to do with none of that, right? This ain't got nothing to do with Instagram. He has a finite window. A finite window of earning potential, right? Because you don't want to be Roy, as much as I like Roy Jones Jr., you don't want to be Roy Jones Jr. trying to fight in your 40s and your 50s and your 60s in order to get a payday, right? So you got a finite window, right? We all do. But most of us that look at things from a business perspective, let's say, you're a content creator or you're in corporate America or you own businesses, your earning potential is much wider because for us regular guys that then get it slower and then we ascend higher, our earning potential, we usually hit our peak in our late 50s, early 60s, right? But for an athlete, in most instances, not all, but in most instances, they have a finite amount of time in which they can earn a certain amount of money, right? So then you take the cut from the people that represent you and your manager, and then you get the cut out from the security, and then you get the cut out from your trainers and your business expenses. And then you got to pay taxes because you live in the highest tax state, and so you're giving over half of your stuff. And then you got to pay for your jewelry. Then you got to pay for your cars. Then you got to pay for your lifestyle. And then everybody around you want to eat. And then you got the hoes that's on your side, and they getting money and they finessing you and all of that, right? And so at 24, 25, 26, he's going to feel like he's on top of the world because in his mind, all he has to do is stay undefeated. He got to go out here and he got to do the clown show shit in order to show off for the media, in order to make them entertained so that he can try to sell the fight because nobody buys boring fights. So I get that he's got to sell the fight, right? And then after that, he's got to try to make as much money as he possibly can and get the biggest paydays, hoping that somebody don't beat his ass and hit him with a knockout, right? So his window and his earning potential is this until it's not, right? So either he got to save, he got to understand how money works and invest effectively, because just because you invest doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a return on your money, right? And so what I'm saying is this: at 26, let's say you got another 50, 60 years of living ahead of you. Let's say you got another 60 years. So whatever you make after taxes, is the money that you're going to have to survive on. And if you don't understand how to really make that principle multiply, you got to figure out how to live off that for the rest of your life. Because you're not going to be able to sustain that same lifestyle. You're going to evolve, you're going to grow, you're going to realize that there's certain people around you that's robbing you. Security is costing you a lot of money. All of the cars that you got today is not going to be worth shit because we're going to have something that's a fucking spaceship. A year from now, 2 years from now, it's always going to be another car. The cars that we thought was dope 10 years ago is not dope today. So you got to keep up with the Joneses in order to try to stay relevant. It's tiring. It's old, right? And so when you start to evolve, and I get the branding aspect of it because they all want to be Floyd. We see AB crash out and burn out. What the fuck, right? He's no Javante Davis, let's be clear. But they all want to be Floyd, and so they're trying to take Floyd's blueprint and do the same thing. But it's only one Floyd, right? And so what I'm saying is this. You got to be smarter, my G. Young man. You got to be smarter. It's cheaper. It's much, much cheaper not to show off for people that don't give a fuck about you as far as being out there in the streets. That way you ain't got to start paying for lawyers and people to get you out of jail. And then you got to continue to earn so that you can maintain this image in order to impress people that's not even going to care about you a year from now. It's much cheaper to move in silence and be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor and buy assets that then appreciate over time instead of things and trinkets and costume jewelry for people that don't give a fuck about you. It seems cool now, but whatever you got to do, get it out of your system as fast as possible so that you don't find yourself in a difficult situation like your peers that came before you. And all of them are going to say, well, it ain't going to happen to me. I ain't going to become Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner still talking about billions. That's his brand, about billions. He just about broke. He need to change his name from AB to JOB. Just over broke. Just over broke. And see, I'm going to be rich forever. I'm going to be rich forever. Forever. That's my advice. That's my advice. So make sure y'all hit like for YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. I'm going to get off of him. I'm going to let him figure that shit out. and I'm gonna let them breathe. So shout out to you. I hope that you make the right decisions, and I hope you figure that shit out. And don't look at me as the enemy, because I'm the person that's gonna tell you the truth. I'm the one person. Listen, at some point, everybody come to the conclusion that I'd rather have a guy that tell me the honest to God truth than the guy that tell me what I want to hear, and is being a yes man. I'm the person that's being a better friend to you than anybody that you got around you right now, big dog. That's the truth. So, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to Ray Brinson. Ray Brinson is in the building. I appreciate you. Says, I really like the videos and the live content. Do you know when a seat at the table will be available? I'm interested in upgrading. So in order to get at the seat at the table, you gotta first be a Patreon member, right? And then as people leave the seat at the table, because I have a limited capacity, I reach out to people that is a part of the Patreon already in the order that they've already signed up, and I give them the option to be able to upgrade when they want to. So I can, if you want to send me a message aside of the Patreon, I can break it down for you and I can give you a little bit more insight. But shout out to you, Ray Brinson, for holding me down with the 20 ball. I appreciate you. Jason Statham says, welcome to NYC, my brother. I wish I can join y'all tomorrow, but I'm laid out with this broken ankle. Oh, man, God bless you. I hope you get better. Don't worry, we be back. We was in NYC last year. We going to be in NYC again this year and then next year. You know what I'm saying? Said, look forward to the next one. Let's get a Haney now. Let's get at Haney now. We don't want to get at him. We just want to make sure that we give him a little bit of insight on where it is that he can go with his life. That's a little bit different than where his trajectory is right now. Shout out to Craig G. Says, just got my haircut. Interview lined up later today. Pray for me. We back. Hey, Craig G, if you haven't already, look at the video inside of the Patreon that says interview like a king. Interview like a king. Look at the video inside of the Patreon that say interview like a king. Shout out to Craig G. God bless you on your interview, big dog. Life of a Dad and Son is in the building. Says, I'm going to drop off this 2 ball. Thank you, my friend. Jaquel is in the building. Thank you, Jaquel. Says, greetings and blessings, my brother and the family. Welcome back to NYC. I see you with the specs on looking fresh. Oh, y'all ain't seen these yet. Y'all ain't seen these yet, have y'all? These are my latest joints. Prescription, that is. Prescription. These ain't the ones I'm going to wear to the Patreon meetup, but thank you for noticing it. Says, I think you are matching watches and glasses. And my glasses, bro. Looking forward to the meet. Light Chasers. Shout out to you, Jaquel. My dog, Tony Williams, is in the building. Shout out to Tony. Says, what's crazy is these goofballs fly into cities that have strict gun laws, facts, that don't allow concealed carry without a permit from that state, and they have to declare a weapon, so police are fishing in a bucket. And they catch them, too. And they catch them, Tony. Tone is crazy, y'all. Tone is crazy. Bam Bam Lynch is in the building. Says, who you got, Bud or Arrow? I'm taking I'm not taking Spence, bro. Well, you know what? I think that everybody think that Earl Spence is gonna win because he's a harder hitter, and he say, I'm not going for it, bro. I'm not going for it, bro. I'm not going for it. I'm going for Terrence Crawford, bro. I'm going with Terrence Crawford. So wait. Did the fight get canceled? Wait. Did the fight get canceled? Oh, so it's certain fights that got canceled from it. All right. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to go with Terrence Crawford, big dog. I'm rolling with Terrence Crawford. Thank y'all for the super chats. I appreciate y'all. I don't ask for them. I think that Terrence Crawford going to beat that boy. I don't ask for the super chats, but I appreciate it, so I gotta show y'all love. All right. Let's get into the shits. And again, I'm going to be dropping the link in the chat for y'all to be able to cam up and give me y'all thoughts throughout the show. It's a street takeover everywhere in the United States. You know, the thing that I was reading the other day was that neighbors in certain cities, they were complaining, especially like on Juneteenth and on the holidays, that y'all keep coming into their neighborhoods with y'all red cups, y'all Hennessy, and y'all keep on standing on their lawn and parking in their driveways and blocking off the police. And one of the things that y'all like to do is y'all like to race. Y'all like to race. Y'all like to block off the streets like this is the Fast and Furious. And you like to do burnouts on the asphalt and tear up all of the fucking concrete like y'all tax dollars is paying for them. And y'all like to mess up. And y'all think that junk is cute. And y'all report them. And y'all record it. And y'all put y'all license plates on there. And y'all like to mess up. And so this is regularly happening in Sacramento. This is regularly happening in Sacramento. And so let me show y'all what's going on. Let me give y'all a little bit of a preview of what's happening.
Sacramento area turned violent after officers with the California Highway Patrol say spectators broke into an Amazon truck. CHP this morning releasing a video of the incident as sideshows are not only becoming a nuisance, but also a serious safety concern in our area. ABC 10's Garshpal Sangha has a look at the video.
White Mustang active.
A sideshow in the Sacramento area turned hostile after an Amazon truck approached this unknown intersection.
Don't that look like a bunch of ants out there? When y'all look at this and you see in the view that they showing inside of the helicopters. Now, when we used to see the cops coming, right? Let's say it was a race happening. And we used to do this meetup on Joy Road, and then you'd go over into the racing spots and all of that stuff, right? I had a Trailblazer SS at the time. But let's say, for example, you see this from the sky, right? And you in a helicopter and you seeing this, and all you see is ants, and they're swarming. They're literally swarming. Now, if he go and he just hit the gas, right, and he start knocking everybody over, would he be wrong? Have we gotten so liberal and so concerned? Because if he hit the gas, everybody gonna say, that's my baby, and he didn't have to die. It was just an Amazon truck that he was robbing. Now, if he started hitting the gas and he started getting all of these points, like it's a video game from knocking all of these people over because they're not supposed to be swarming this truck in the first place, he gonna be wrong, right?
Spectators started climbing onto the semi.
Look at that.
Throwing objects at it.
So they don't have no regard, because a lot of y'all gonna say, well, it ain't your stuff, it's just Amazon stuff. They should be able to rob it. Well, first of all, robbery is bad. It's illegal, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and establish that right away. But secondly, here's the other part of it. They don't have no regard for human life. They're literally throwing objects at the truck and the man that's driving the truck. They don't have no regard for his job. They don't have no regard for his life. They will end this man's life. End this man's life for a couple boxes that they think is inside of Amazon. These are the times that we living in. They block the streets off illegally. This guy is driving a semi just trying to get down to his job. They start to cordon it off, and they're preying on your weakness in order to take advantage of you, beat the fuck out of you, and then rob your truck. Now, there's nobody, and I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly, there's nobody in that crowd, obviously, that's saying, hey, y'all, this is a bad idea. There's also nobody out there that's walking away and saying, you know what? I came here for a car race. It seemed fun at the time, but I'm not really interested in getting spotted by the ghetto birds and then catching a case for a murder or a robbery that this is obviously escalating into. Not one person is smart enough or wise enough to say that I don't want to be in this situation because this is escalated into something that I didn't expect for it to happen. But here we are.
Well, a big rig is starting to get mobbed by the crowd.
These images captured by the California Highway Patrol Air Division shows eventually spectators allegedly broke into the cargo container, but the driver was able to get away unharmed and with most of the cargo. CHP says hundreds of vehicles and spectators were at this incident, and with the help from Elk Grove and Sacramento Police Departments, multiple people were arrested.
You guys copy?
Sacramento Police tells ABC 10 this CHP video appears to be related to a sideshow crackdown last Sunday that involved over 400 vehicles, saw officers tow 13 of them, and issued 12 citations.
And when you get your vehicle towed, I don't know about where it is that they do, how they do it, where y'all at. I did hear about that Class C Beats. I heard about it. I'm going to get into it. When you get and y'all more than welcome to be able to cam up at the end of the show. When you get your vehicle towed here in Michigan, you're not getting it back. The police then auction it, or they start to confiscate your vehicle. It don't matter what you pay for, none of that. They either auction off your vehicle so that they can make that a part of their police fund, or they use it as an undercover car, and then they use it accordingly for whatever it is that they need to have it for: drug stings, undercover busts, whatever.
This comes as more sideshows around the area have caused safety concerns.
That I hope people don't take life for granted.
The Ramos family of Sacramento mourns the death of their son and brother, who was killed in a shooting in Stockton last weekend, just after he attended a sideshow.
We're just waiting for him to come home, knock on the door, open the door, and just walk in as quiet as he can, like he usually did, trying to scare one of us. It's really just waiting. It doesn't feel real at all.
No arrests have been announced in that case, but frightening moments for an Amazon truck driver.
Trucks getting jumped on.
Escaping just in time.
Frightening moment indeed. Our Garis Palasanga reporting. In other news, Sacramento Sheriff's Office now investigating a shooting involving a motorcycle club. Deputies say that the victim called 911 at about 9 this morning after he was shot while riding in the area of Madison Avenue near Laurel Oak Way in a residential area. Police say that the victim is a member of a motorcycle gang and was wearing a bulletproof vest at the time, so he was not seriously hurt. They also say he's not cooperating with the investigation.
This is on a busy thoroughfare on a Saturday morning where people are going to soccer, people are going to Little League, people are going to football, people are going to things. These guys.
Is it that dangerous in Sacramento? Is Sacramento degenerate? I didn't know that Sacramento was a degenerative city. I knew Portland was degenerate. I knew that Seattle was degenerate. I know LA, ditto, right? You know, we got Chicago, we got Philly, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of degenerate cities. Is Sacramento degenerate? I didn't know that Sacramento was busted like that. Y'all gotta start filling me in before I go over into these places. I did not know that Sacramento was fucked up like that. I didn't know y'all was robbing Amazon trucks and shooting people with motorcycle vests, and then they wasn't cooperating. And Slan says it's getting bad. Wild Wild West. Sacramento was boring. Apparently it's not.
Guys don't care, they're indiscriminate.
Police say right now they have no information on a shooter.
I didn't know that Sacramento was fucked up like that. Is it any place that's safe in America? Y'all got me looking down at the people down there trying to figure out if they safe or not. Is it anywhere that's safe in America? Is there a safer place for us to be in America? Y'all said Sacramento want to be the Bay. Is there anywhere that's safe, honestly? Because it seems like all of the places that I thought was cool, it's not that. I know we're safe. I know where we can go, black people. We got to take over Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City was cool. It was a vibe. Rita and I flew out to Salt Lake City, and we connected with a couple of our friends out there, and it was awesome. Salt Lake City has a great airport. It's not a place that's degenerate. We ain't got to worry about nobody breaking into our homes. We ain't got no problems and none of that. Salt Lake City, apparently, I think that Salt Lake City is a spot. Aaron says, when you discuss building the property in the Patreon, could you also talk about how to properly do RFPs in order to bid on city-owned land? I didn't buy mine through city-owned land. I bought mine from a private seller, right? It wasn't a private seller, so I went through a real estate agent. A lot of y'all are already familiar with how I bought my property. She was going through a divorce. And a real estate agent that I got a really good relationship with called me and said, Anton, you got to come and check this property out. So I went and checked it out, and then I found out she had 3 more properties on top of that, and so we kind of went from there. But yeah, I'll deep dive into all of that, Aaron. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, big dog. Class E Beats says, AD, did you hear about Twitter launching their ad revenue sharing for creators? I did, and I heard that Top G, he got a $20,000 payout. He showed it. He showed the receipts. So I heard that the Top G got a $20,000 payout. I don't know what the numbers are though. You know what I'm saying? So just because they sharing revenue with creators, I don't know how many. You know what I'm saying? What the views got to be. I don't know what the criteria is. I don't know how you qualify. But yeah, that's why I think that Tucker Carlson moved over there. But that's a whole nother conversation. Persevere Data TV is in the building. Says, imagine getting your scatty patty told, and the chief goes and gets some gawk in it. He also says they lighten the wrong beam on those streets. Yeah. We know about the team, and they lighten the beam when they get a victory or something like that. Let's deep dive into something else before we get into the thick of things. All right. I want to share this article with y'all, or actually, I want to go from one of my favorite content creators. I heard that Jeep and Ram can't sell trucks. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the automotive landscape, the F-150, the Ford F-150 is the top selling vehicle every single year for like the last 1 million years. The F-Series is the top selling vehicle for every year, right? And there's been a disruption, right? Part of the disruption is we going over to electrification. Another part of the disruption is inflation, right? So pricing is an issue. Manufacturing, logistics, right? But then another caveat on there is that we don't have enough qualified buyers. Now, I've been telling y'all, and I've been having a conversation with y'all for an extended period of time now, and I've been telling y'all that credit is just the gamification to try to get you to spend more money on things that you don't need. By the time you get done paying the interest on these things, because most of y'all don't have cheap loans, but by the time you get done paying the interest on whatever it is that you financed, it's all hit. You've paid more than double, more than triple for whatever it is that you was going to buy. Even your homes. A lot of the homes that y'all purchasing today, you're going to wind up paying triple and quadruple for it by the time that you get done getting that out of the mortgage company's hands. And you're still going to be paying property taxes on it. So because most people don't understand how money works, and I think that the biggest way for you to see whether or not we truly in a recession, regardless of whether or not the government declares it as a recession or not, the best way for you to see or get a pulse on what's happening is A, housing, B, credit, and then C, what's going on with repossessions and dealerships not being able to sell cars. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly. Let me go ahead and get into this because I want to share this with y'all, and I want y'all to help. I want to help y'all to see what's going on.
They're selling this Grand Wagoneer for $114,000.
Can you imagine? Do y'all know what a Grand Wagoneer is? Do y'all know what a Grand Wagoneer is? A Grand Wagoneer is like the Navigator that Lincoln has. It's like the Escalade that Cadillac has, but Jeep. Jeep came out with a Grand Wagoneer. Let me look it up for y'all. I'm going to show you what it looked like for those of y'all that's not familiar. We got a lot of ladies in here, and they not familiar with what a Grand Wagoneer looks like. So, for all intents and purposes, let me see if I can get this up here. This is a Grand Wagoneer, all right? This is what a Grand Wagoneer looks like. It looks like a Jeep, right? Like a Jeep Grand Cherokee. But it's huge. It's much bigger. This is a Grand Wagoneer, okay? Now, if you look at the inside of it, I'm going to show you the inside. This is what it looks like on the inside. Right? Cool. Nothing major, you know. Got a screen on that side, screen in the middle. Kind of remind you of how it is that they tried to design the screens when it came to the new Range Rovers, right? The Urus. They got two screens in the middle, right? But then they threw one on the side, whatever, right? But it's nothing like groundbreaking or anything like that. Can you imagine spending $114,000 plus tax on a fucking Jeep? $114,000 on a Jeep.
This Jeep dealership is absolutely loaded with these Cherokees. You come up to this Cherokee, the MSRP on this is $70,400. It's $91,000. $71,000 for a truck, and it's a two-wheel drive truck.
$91,000 for a Jeep Cherokee, bro. For a Cherokee, $91,000. You got to be crazy, bro.
It's not a four-wheel drive truck. Right at $40,000 for their cheap version of their SUVs. All of these are all pre-repoed vehicles. So we're also going to check a Toyota and a Honda dealer today. I'm here with my wife. All right, you start it.
We're at Jeep today.
We're at a Jeep Dodge Ram dealership today, and they're sucking right now. So they're actually having the hardest time of any other OEMs actually selling their vehicles. Their day supply is higher than any other manufacturer right now. And we're coming out here to see what kind of prices they're trying to get for these vehicles, because we know they're overpriced. So we're going to see if the dealers are trying to help them sell any vehicles, or if we're still going to get a lot of these bogus markups. All right, so last time we were at this Jeep dealership, they actually only had 3 Grand Wagoneers, and now they have 6 that are right here and then 1 up on the hill. So they have over double the inventory of these Grand Wagoneers that we saw last time, and I'll tell you why. Come over here with me. So this is a 2023 Grand Wagoneer. The MSRP on this is $110,000. But not only that, we have dealer add-ons that equate to about $3,000. This dealership right here, they're selling this Grand Wagoneer for $114,000. It's crazy.
They're not selling it.
So as you can see, this Jeep dealership is...
Oh, I'm muted. I was muted. If it's cool. As I was just saying, yo, could you imagine pulling up to the dealership and you got the options between getting a Range Rover, a Escalade, a used G-Wagon, a Porsche Cayenne, and a Grand Wagoneer, and they say, we got this Grand Wagoneer for 110 bands. No fucking way, bro.
Is absolutely loaded with these Cherokees, and there's a good reason for it. You come up to this Cherokee, the MSRP on this is $70,400. This is
for a Cherokee. $70,000 for a Cherokee. Where are we at, in the Twilight Zone? Listen. As a person that has a significant amount of resources that I have, the day that I spend $70,000 on a Cherokee is the day that I just stop driving altogether. The day that I spend 70 bands on a Cherokee or $114,000 on a Jeep Grand Wagoneer is the day I just go ahead and lose it, bro. I'm done. I'm just gonna divest myself from the car market altogether. It's one of the reasons why I like New York. See, one thing people complain about the prices of living expenses and stuff here. One of the reasons why they can justify it is that they got a decent public transportation system. New York, Boston, places like that. You don't even have to own a car in these places, right? But I'm never spending 70 bands on a fucking Jeep, bro.
Is a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's a Summit model, so it's their higher trim level, but it's still a Grand Cherokee nonetheless. This is not a Lexus, this is not a Mercedes, this is not a BMW. This is not a luxury vehicle. They want it to be a luxury vehicle, but it still has the Jeep emblem on it, and they're just not there yet. And on top of that, you get dealer add-ons.
When did Jeep become a luxury vehicle brand?
You got door edge guards, $300, door cups, $300, window tint, $500.
Door cups, $300.
Nitrogen, the fancy air, $200. You get wheel locks that are $149. You get low jack, $1,500. So your addendum total is $3,100. So the total price for this Jeep Grand Cherokee at this dealership is $73,000. All right, now, so a lot of this is actually by design. Jeep has, they've stated, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, they've stated that they want to actually keep their prices higher and sell fewer cars and be able to keep their margins up. And they feel like this is better for their company. They want to actually market themselves as more of a luxury brand than...
I do agree with the idea that, now, I think those prices is out of control because it's a difference between keeping your price high and pricing yourself out the market. It's a delicate balance that you have to have as a person that's selling a product, right? And the delicate balance is, and I'm going to tell y'all how they're able to get these moved. I'm going to tell you exactly how they're able to get them moved. The delicate balance that you have to have is that people think that just because they got high prices, that makes you a better or more exclusive brand, and it doesn't. You also have to be able to market it effectively. And the problem with Jeep is that when you see that J, lowercase e, lowercase EP, nobody looks at Jeep and says luxury brand. I certainly don't. I don't remember the last time anybody told me, yo, you got that luxury Jeep. It's never hit for me like that, right? I look at Jeep as like a rugged brand. It's supposed to be a truck brand. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at it like that. But I agree with the fact that you kind of want to have a balance between not trying to be a volume, because now you're talking about quantity over quality, right? You're saying from a business perspective, if I can move a whole lot of product, have a smaller margins, and then increase my profitability that way, or I can move less product, right? Keep my margins higher, and then I can lower my manufacturing costs. So it's a balance for whatever it is that you're trying to do. The problem though is nobody sees Jeep, and you can't unsee what you saw. So it's almost like a chick for the streets, right? If I seen a chick for the streets and she was just a bust down, you're not going to sit here and rebrand her to me and tell me that she's a higher quality of woman just because she put some different clothes on. It's the same product by the same company. You just rebranding her. I don't look at her any different. She's still a chick for the streets. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you get something like a Lamborghini or something like that, it's a completely different conversation. So I don't know what they're doing. I'm not sure that they got the right leadership in place.
What they have been. And going into these kind of economic times, it's tough for a brand to really do that, because again, I mean, they want to be a luxury brand, but they're not Mercedes, they're not BMW, they haven't really gained this kind of status yet. All right, so the Jeep Compass is one of their more economical offerings, right? So this is from Jeep, it's Jeep Compass.
No, I've never went to the dealership and said, hey, give me that Jeep Compass. And I'm going to tell y'all how they even able to move this stuff.
I just said that. And so we're going to see what their economical version is for their SUVs. And so right here we have the 2023's Altitude. It's a 4x4, and the MSRP on it is $36,000. And you add your market addendums, your add-ons, your...
So basically you're going to be paying over $40,000 for a Compass, bro. Over $40,000 for a Compass. Maybe I'm just so out of the
wheel locks, your door cups, your edge guards, your nitrogen. Love our nitrogen. And the total price here is still right at $40,000 for their cheap version of their SUVs. All right, check this out. It's a Jeep Compass, gray exterior, but we have a red side view mirror.
That looks so stupid. They putting red side view mirrors on a gray car now.
So this is what it actually looks like when we order our side view mirrors at our shop, and we sell cars for like $2,000. So we'll save some money and not get the right color. So usually we'll have a gold car and black side view mirror, but now Jeep's catching on. This is how they're saving money.
This is
all right. On top of them not being able to sell a lot of stuff, they're actually getting a lot more in. So all these Challengers, they don't have stickers on them yet. So these are all just coming in now. But what we're seeing is repo rates rise. And what do we see? We see Challengers, Chargers are two of the biggest vehicles that are actually getting repos that are being delinquent right now. So all of these are all pre-repoed vehicles.
That means that they know that they're going to get an unqualified buyer, a subprime buyer, and they're going to give you a loan. And you're going to pay that 17% interest for the first 2 years, and then you're going to turn your car in because you can't afford it anymore. Then they're going to send it over to the auction, and then you're going to get it repoed. Y'all going to be out there doing burnouts and chasing Amazon trucks, and then you're going to go ahead and turn your car in and fuck up your credit. That's basically what he's telling y'all.
That's terrible.
All right, so this is another thing we want to keep check on. So just like Ford, these the Ram trucks that are everywhere, they're still Dodges. They're absolutely everywhere, and we're seeing the inventory levels stock up. And these dealers, they can't move these trucks. And I mean, really, if they're $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 for these Ram trucks, we're seeing incentives come on. We're seeing a lot of these dealerships actually offer 10% off of a lot of these Ram trucks. But a lot of cases, they don't actually post it for sale. They'll do it in advertisements. But they've got to do a better job of actually trying to move these trucks because they're.
You know, the interesting, let me tell y'all how they get y'all. And you can sell anybody to anybody, anything to anybody. This is how dealerships get y'all. The way that they get y'all is financing. The reason why credit is so bad is because it justifies you buying something at a price that you couldn't really afford or that you wouldn't have spent on it if you had to pay cash for it. I'll give you an example, right? And this is how it plays out. When you go to the casino, they don't let you just take cash and then you put it as a wager on the table. You got to take the cash, you got to exchange it over for chips. The chips then turn into these little circle plastic things. They put a little number on them and a value, and they change the color of them. And then what happens is you start to see the value of it diminish, in which it's much easier to be able to throw those chips around than you would have if you would have actually looked at it cash or you'd have took your paycheck or whatever, right? And so you don't have the same value for those chips as you do when you playing with cash, right? Now, of course, they also do it because it's much easier to use and it's much easier for them to be able to account for what's going on inside of the casino. However, when you exchange those chips in for cash, what you do is you subconsciously devalue the amount of money that you would have spent, which makes it much easier for you to continue to hit that button on that slot machine or throw them chips around on that table, right? It's the same thing with credit cards, right? When you are swiping something, or you go with Afterpay, or you go with Klarna, or you go with any of these financing companies, well, it's just for easy payments. You subconsciously tell yourself, well, I can afford $59 for the next month, for the next 4 months. Now, in no other situation was you going to spend $200 on whatever it is that you spend $200 on. You ain't never spent $200 on it in your life. Some of y'all go over to Louis Vuitton, you go over to Gucci, you go over to Hermes, and you want to get you a belt, right? So you're going to spend you $300, $400, $500 on a belt. You're going to go and get you some red bottoms, right? You can't really afford them. You're not really supposed to be there. The student loan people are still calling you. They're still calling you. You asking Biden for forgiveness. You holding him accountable. You kicking Cam's ass. Cam is Kamala Harris, for those of y'all that's not familiar. So you holding Biden accountable. But I guarantee you, when we hit the streets today, and we hit Fifth Avenue, and we out here in these streets, and we going out shopping, it's going to be some people out there that can't truly afford to be in there. And they going to be window shopping. Just like 50. 50 sung the song. Homie, you a window shopper. Right? And so what happens is, then they finance it. Because you going to look at it and you're going to say, God damn it. 4,000, 5,000 for a purse, for a handbag with a canvas print on it. And you trying to justify it in your mind. Yeah, man, that Anton said on the Millionaire Morning Show, I shouldn't be getting this. And then they're going to say, well, you know you can get the credit card, right? You're going to be like, what credit card? Well, you know, you can stretch it out over a year, or you can stretch it out over 6 months, right? And if you do it within 6 months, you're not going to get charged no interest, right? And you're going to be like, I mean, you know, that's the same thing as just getting it for, the regular price. Or the credit card company is going to hit you up and they're going to say, listen, on all of your purchases that you get within the first year, or, you know, as long as you pay it off within 6 months, you'll be straight. And then you say, well, listen, I'm going to pay it off within 6 months because it's like I ain't paying no interest on it anyway, so I'm going to buy it. So first rule, first problem is that you bought something that you wouldn't have bought if you had the cash to buy it, because you actually would value your money a little bit differently. But they justified it by breaking it up into payments. So then in your mind, you compartmentalize it because now you gamifying being able to justify buying something to impress people that don't even care about you, right? So that's A. Then B, you can't really afford to make the payments because now you've conditioned yourself to finance a bunch of stuff. So now you're going to raise your lifestyle up to how much you can afford in payments. And this is how they move these trucks, because they don't tell you what the sticker is. They tell you what the payment is going to be. That is the first rule in sales. Well, the first rule in sales is that people buy things because they like you, not necessarily because you got the best product. The second rule of sales is you have to make sure that you can break it down into an affordable price for them so that they can justify the purchase and not really even give them any value that comes along with it, right? It's not about the value. They're not selling you on the value that you get from it. They're selling you on the idea that you can afford it through the payments. And that's why when I hear people say stuff like, you got good credit, I need a man with good credit, what the fuck does that mean? You need a man to go and finance stuff in order to do what? Why do y'all need a bunch of credit? Now, I'm not saying that having good credit is a bad thing. I'm saying, why are you looking for that in order to qualify whether or not you want to be with a guy? So he can make all his payments on time. Cool. Does that mean that he's good with money? Does that mean he's fiscally responsible? Does that mean that he's financed his life away? So you got 10 payments and you make all 10 payments on time. Does that mean that you're smart with your money? Right? I want to know what the interest payment is that you got on that. I want to know how many payments you got, not whether or not you're making them on time. Because some of y'all got 96 months of payments. And just because they're making the payment on time don't mean that they should have financed it for 96 months. How much do you owe, or how much equity do you have in your property? Because that's going to tell me a little bit different, right? If you know the equity you got in your property, that's different. How much are you upside down in the loan that you have? That's different, right? Do you owe more on that car than it's worth? When you bought your house, did you put 20% down or did you go with the 3.5%? Because that's going to be the difference between PMI, right? Did you just want to get into the property to say that you own a home? Did you finance it for 15 or did you finance it for 30? Did you get a fixed or did you get an adjustable rate mortgage, right? Did you stick with it and then pull the money out of it, the equity out of the property in order to buy another property? Or did you pull the equity out of it in order to go out on a girls trip and get a fucking BBL? Y'all asking the wrong questions. We're asking each other the wrong questions. We think that the questions that we supposed to be asking each other is based off of the idea that we're supposed to go and finance more shit. Okay, cool. You got the Lambo, I got the Lambo, right? What are the terms? Okay, so you financed it. I'm not tripping off the fact that you financed it. I think that that's cool. Why did you finance it? Now, Anton, why does it matter why they financed it? Because it then qualifies how it is that you're handling your money. Because some people finance stuff because they understand that they have the money to be able to buy it, but they prefer to put their money in an investment and then let the investment pay for whatever the asset is. So the financing can be justified if the money is not cheap. That's why rich people care about interest rates, because the interest rates tell us how cheap the money is so that we can then compare it against what our investments are, because the investments pay for the assets. Our money always has to be working for us. So if I take $500,000 and I buy a Lamborghini and I just spend it outright, what could I have spent that $500,000 on? So I still want the asset because I can still leverage that, especially from a marketing perspective, to continue to make more money. The problem is, what are you investing that other $500,000 in order to then pay for whatever that $500,000 product is that you was going to originally buy? So it's not whether or not you don't have $1 million to buy the product. It's, are you leveraging your money correctly? That's how rich people start to look at credit. They don't look at credit the same way you do. They don't look at credit as far as to try to figure out, well, do I want to adjust this in order to be able to meet my lifestyle? They say, well, is this money best deployed here, or is the money best deployed here? And can I get a write-off for that, right? And do I need to lease it, or do I need to buy it? Because if you lease it, depending on how much the vehicle is, depending on what the type of vehicle is, what you're using it for, how much it weighs, you can write off the entirety of the lease payment as a business expense when you're using it for your business. But then they'll sit there and they'll tell you, these rappers and these entertainers and these boxers and these motherfuckers that don't know nothing, they'll tell you, listen, go and pay cash, go cash out. That tells me that that dumb motherfucker don't know nothing about money. Because I can use that as a business expense and a marketing opportunity, write off the entirety of the lease payments, the maintenance, and the insurance payments on that bitch. Lower my tax burden and still be able to enjoy it. And leverage that item in order to make more money. You don't even know the depreciation rules that come along with buying that car. But you so quick to spend money because you think you know something and you don't. You's a young, ignorant nigga that don't know shit about shit. And you want to sit here and have a conversation with me like you know how money work? You need to sit your punk ass down and learn something, bro. I could teach you how to keep more of your money in your pocket if you understood that you don't know shit. But the minute that you think you know something is the minute that you start to shoot yourself in the foot, because you so busy trying to compare to me, but you don't even know that we don't even pay the same taxes, bro. We're not even in the same lane. You working to go and spend money to impress people that don't care nothing about you. I'm working to go and spend money so I can lower my tax burden and increase my net worth. It's a difference. We drive in the same car, but it costs you more. It costs you more. And I still make more money than you. So when we start having these real conversations and we start to break down exactly how money work, let me help you to understand. These are the secrets that they don't want you to know. You know why? Because it's more profitable for them to operate out of your ignorance than it is for you to align yourself with somebody that can give you some gain. It's more profitable for them to operate on your ignorance than to allow for you to capitalize off of the thing that's actually going to improve your family for the rest of your life. Knowledge is priceless. It's priceless. You can never take this away from me. I will be rich forever. There's nothing you can do to stop me from being rich. You know why? Because I know the rules of the game. I know the rule. Listen, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but just let me cook. I know the rules of the game. I'm not a monkey. I'm not a cold monkey. I'm not the type of person that can just trade my time in for money. You know why? Because I've earned my stripes. I learned it through experience. And so as a result of it, I know too much to ever be broke again. I know too much. I'll never be broke. I cannot lift a fucking finger and I will always make more money than you. You know why? Because I failed forward. The lessons that I've learned early, I'm trying to teach you now. You think it's all of you working and moving around and you water waving and shit and trying to impress people. That's not wealth. Wealth is here. They keep telling you that generational wealth is the amount of money that you got put up that's making you money on top of money. That shit can go away. Generational wealth is here. It's what you know, because it's the knowledge that you can pass down that will make your people money for generations and generations. You know why I started a YouTube channel in addition to marketing myself? I was documenting the journey so that the people that came after me, including my aunts, my lineage that come after me, my young people, my daughters and sons and all of that other type of stuff, would be able to draw from the knowledge that I obtained in my lifetime, and that I died empty by giving it to them. So they'll always be able to reference it and understand why I thought the way that I thought. I just so happen to make it public for everybody else. But it's your own people that will shoot themselves in the foot because they so busy trying to figure out how it is that they can tear you down, which they can't. I'm going up no matter what. I'm a phoenix. They so busy trying to kill themselves to discredit you instead of taking the insight and the information so that they can learn from it and grow as a result of it. At some point, you have to unlock what generational wealth is. It's this. And because you're not able to tap into the people that came before you in order to understand what they learned and what they went through, the knowledge died with them. Now we have an opportunity from people that you never had access to in your life to then give you the knowledge and the information that died with your ancestors because they knew a lot, but the information died with them. And so now we're able to pass this information on. But we so concerned about the things that don't matter, and you consume so much information that it overwhelms you, and then you completely throw away the things that's actually supposed to be good for you because you're consumed with things that don't really mean shit. You're distracted by all of this dumb shit. You think it actually matters about whether or not you FBA or you immigrant. Your pocket's gonna be the same. You still broke at the end of the day. Okay, so I identify as this and you identify as that, and she identifies as trans and you a fucking cat. Then at the end of the day, y'all all still fucking broke and starving on the street together. Ain't got no insight, no knowledge. Two of y'all ain't worth 2 dead nickels together, and y'all sitting here having a conversation about who better than who. You ain't better than her. She just as broke as you. Don't nobody know shit, but everybody want to have a conversation. Somebody need to shut the fuck up because you got 2 ears and a mouth for a reason. Do less talking and more listening to the niggas that actually got the game. Think I grew to be 41 years old and rich as fuck for no? You think it's an accident? You think I got rich by accident? You think I'm spending $175,000 a month on accident consistently? Month after fucking month. Month after month. I'm just blowing the bag. Building fucking houses, buying Rolexes, driving the best cars. Ain't got a talent in the fucking world except for the game that I got. You think that I got rich on accident? Nigga, how you get rich on accident? I ain't hit the fucking lottery. My dad died broke. My dad had tax liens. I had to catch my parents up and pay for his funeral. My brother, it's funny because my brother the other day, he said, Anton, I heard you inherited some money. We laughing because we see these fucking trolls on the internet. He said, well, where my fucking money? I swear to God. I was talking to my brother. He said, well, where my inheritance? And how come Dre ain't getting none? How come my other brother ain't getting none? We laughing like how the fuck you get rich on accident?
Your call has been forwarded to.
He don't even got this number. Hey, Rita.
Hello.
Hey, this is Anton. I don't know if you got this number.
Oh, no wonder.
You sent me to the voicemail. No, I got him. Hey, remember when we was laughing when I just came for your birthday about the fact that they said that I inherited some money?
I was trying to figure out how you inherited something. I ain't get that.
I just said that on the live stream.
And where is this inheritance coming from? Because I had a whole lot of bills to pay when he died.
What was our parents? What was their financial situation like when my dad died?
Very rough because I paid a whole lot of bills and you did too.
What was their tax situation like?
It was very negative, and we had to take her in. We we had to take my mom.
We had to take my mom in.
I had to leave my house and move in with her, which I already surprisingly did that just because God told me to. But anyway. And then I had to take her with me and move her into my house. And you took all of her bills.
What did I do with all her bills, Greg?
I'm going to go through this over and over. You had to take all of her bills and pay them. And actually, you had to catch up because she was behind. And I had to take a whole bunch of my daddy's bills because people were calling me left and right. And I told them that Jesus paid it all. They're going to have to get that out the mud. Talk to them about it because I'm not paying nothing.
Wait. What about the lawsuit money that we were supposed to get, though?
What lawsuit money? Who had a lawsuit?
Oh, no, I got rich on accident, though.
Whatever. I remember we were very poor. We had the Cars That Make Noise Club because we had no coins.
These niggas don't know, man. They don't know what we done been through.
Yeah, but I don't care. I ain't trying to prove that to nobody.
All right.
Okay, bye.
These niggas don't know nothing about me, man. Got it out the mud. We put people on our back. We ain't make no excuses. We ain't do no GoFundMes. We ain't do no fucking fish fries. We ain't do none of that shit. We held that shit. Paid for everybody. Paid for the funeral. Caught up all their taxes. Paid up all of the bills. Got my mom a house. She taken care of for the rest of her life now. She's straight. She don't need nothing from nobody. She ain't never asked or wanted nothing from nobody. Shit ain't no accident, boy. We got this shit out the mud. And you know what the funniest part about it is? Let me tell you something else that we did. I ain't never sold a fucking course in my life. I ain't never sold a course in my life. When my people tapped in with me, I invested in their businesses. We did an Invest in Your Business series. When I opened up my Patreon, I gave away more money than anything that was coming in. We poured into the people. We didn't take away from the people. Boy, you better check my resume. You better check my history. You better go watch my motherfucking videos, nigga. I am him. I've been him. And the shit that I done been through, boy, this little shit that y'all talking about, I wish you would, bro. I'm city to city, state to state. I'm in your city. I'm in your city. Every single fucking month. I'm in your city. I'm in your city, walking around, having a good fucking time and shopping on your streets. I'm on your streets more than you are. Fucking play with me. These niggas don't know nothing about me. Let me drop the link in the chat. These boys don't know nothing about Time Dog. Trust fund. Nigga, trust fund. Trust, nigga, I wish. Listen, if I got a trust fund, I'll tell you immediately, because that's a come up. Trust fund, baby. Trust my dick in your mouth, nigga. Bitches. I'm going to drop the link if y'all want to cam up. I ain't know I was going to go off like this today. I'm just saying. Ain't nobody out here like me. These niggas jumped on the internet to make money. It's different. I'm well compensated for the value that I bring. Never sold shit. Who gave me a check? Let me know. Let me pin that to the top of the chat. Patreon members, I'm going to be doing a live stream on Tuesday showing y'all more receipts and breaking down exactly the cost of what it takes in order to build a property. Let me pin that to the top of the chat. Give me a second. Wish these niggas would. Better put some respect on my name, bro. I had another thing that I wanted to talk about, but if anybody got a question or you want to cam up, you feel free to do so. I'm gonna knock down some of these super chats and then we're gonna roll out from there. I pinned it to the top of the chat. Let me see. Let me read some of these super chats and then we're gonna get it popping. Levite Apparel is in the building, says Anton, hello. Know my package. I don't know what know my package means. I don't know what that means. I tell y'all what, let me read super chats last. I want to get some of these people in here and see what their thoughts are. Let me get Cliff in first. What up, Cliff?
How going, bro?
What's happening, big dog?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can
I'm
hear
here,
you
man.
good.
These people need to stop impressing people and fucking be wise with their money.
Man, these people have no clue of where I came from, bro.
Yeah, but yo, realistically, I don't want to take up too much of your time. And I know you got other people. I just want to show you what I got going on.
Let me
So
see
I
what's
don't know
happening.
if you
Oh,
can
I see you
see.
out there building, big dog.
Hold on, let me go close. Man, I'm fucking shit up, bro. These guys can't believe I only got myself and a laborer. We're fucking it up, man.
I see you out there, Cliff,
Hold on, let
killing
me
it.
run. So I'm on this building now,
Yo, you a monster,
right?
bro.
And I'm a fucking monster, bro. And I just finished that one.
Yo, that's
I
crazy,
just
bro.
finished framing that one. It's all done. It's just ready for dance class. They got some shit they got to do. And now I'm framing this one.
Hey, remember Cliff? Remember the first conversations that we used to have when we first started doing coaching calls?
Of course. The uncomfortable ones, I love those. Because you get the growth from it.
For sure, bro. For sure. I love it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you, big dog.
Yo, enough respect, bro. You have a good day, man. I love your shows, man.
All right, bet.
For real.
I'm gonna get y'all
Yeah.
up in order in which I'm opening it. I see David. I see Jake. I see Chase. I'm gonna be bringing y'all up in the order in which I see y'all, and then I see my dog Jack. I'm coming to you too, Jack. What's happening, David?
Hey, I just wanted to check in and say hi because I wanted to come to the meetup, but under circumstances, I'm not going to be able. My daughter's in ICU, so I just asking people to pray for
Hey,
me,
hold on, man.
and I kept joining that.
Hold on. David, you said your daughter is in the hospital.
Yeah,
Don't show. Don't you ain't
yeah,
gotta show
man.
it. You ain't gotta show it. All right, listen,
She's
Dave.
only
Look,
6 weeks.
6 weeks old.
Yeah,
Lord, we come to you on the behalf of Dave and his daughter in ICU. We ask that you bless her, be with her. We know that everything is in your hands and it's out of our hands. Guide the doctor's hands. Whatever the problem is, whatever the issue is, let it be a miracle. Let it be a testimony to your greatness and everything that you do. We know that you're with us. We know that you say where two or three is gathered in your hand, in your name, there you are in the midst of us. And so we come to you and petition you, trusting in you that everything is going to work out according to your will. And we ask for everything in Jesus' name. So
thanks so much, Anton. I got to catch you at the next meetup. I'll
listen, bro.
try, but
Look. This is what I want to tell you. Don't worry about it. Like don't live it twice. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to trust that God know what He doing, regardless of whatever that is, and you're gonna have to lean into the idea that you comforted, and everything is gonna work out. Whatever happens, everything is gonna work out according to what it is that He wants to happen. Because He does not forsake the people that He loves, and He acknowledges the people that acknowledge Him. So whatever happens, you just gonna have to trust that God got you. All right,
thanks, Anton.
all right, big dog.
All right.
I'm gonna bring y'all up in the order that I see y'all. Chase, I'm gonna bring you up next. Chase, you got to get on camera though. I'm gonna bring up my dog Jack real quick. Give me a second. What's up, Jack?
Hey, blessings, brother.
My friend,
There's
what's
a
happening?
reason. Excuse me, sorry. There's a reason you and I crossed paths, my friend. Those prayers you offered were beautifully spoken, and miracles happen. Faith
I believe
is
so.
so important. Hey, I'm serious, Anton. You and I, it's time to talk, because what you're saying, the thought I had when you were talking earlier, I think you got rich so that you and I could meet.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
why you say that? What
I
makes you think that?
Well, because you know the ways of the world very well, and I've been blessed with a different experience. You have that faith, you've got that energy though, that is so important. And my purpose is to find a way. I want to change the world, end wars, reform, so there's not this disparity of economic value, where some people aren't living lives of greatness and then others have this mindset of selling themselves short for these menial jobs that are profiting someone far else.
Yeah.
So we got the right messages, the similar messages in many aspects. I don't have the results. Simple as that.
Yeah, but Jack, you my guy though.
Amen.
You my guy. Here,
And
let me bring up some
why-
other people too. Let me bring up some other people really quickly. Jake, I'm about to bring you up, big dog. What's up, Jake?
Hey, what's up, Anton?
Chilling, my
How you
friend.
doing,
What's
man?
the word? My favorite bartender.
Oh, hey, I was out here mowing the grass, but I got a huge opportunity, man. I thought I'd take advantage of your time real quick.
Yeah,
Hennessy
for
is
sure.
flying me up to New York on Wednesday, bro. For like
Are they?
no, what you say?
You said Hennessy is flying you up to New York?
Yeah, it's a bottle launch party for Nas, the 50th hip hop anniversary bottle.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to figure out what's the best way to take advantage of this opportunity.
Well, I tell you what, you got my number, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, just text me and we'll go over it.
Okay, I'll give you a
When are
text.
you going? When are
Hey,
you
my
going to New
man.
York?
Hey, huh?
When are you going to New York?
I'll be up there on Wednesday. The event on Thursday.
Okay, yeah. Text me later on today, this afternoon, and we can go over a strategy session.
Yeah. All right. I'm
All
just
right,
listening in. I'm gonna mow the grass, bro. I'm gonna get up out of here though.
All right, man. All right, big dog.
All right, bet.
Let me pull up DJ. What's up, DJ? I see you over there getting it. Chilling. What's the word, big dog?
Nothing much.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, that's it. Thoughts on what? My bad. Did you invest in XRP? Did you get some XRP?
I didn't.
You don't fuck with crypto?
I don't, not really, because I don't understand what the return on investment is. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I understand crypto, all right, but I don't understand why you are investing in it.
I mean, okay, that makes sense. So like when you invest in the future, you know what you're going to, your goals and your the return on investment, but that doesn't make sense. So like the people who bought like Bitcoin in 2010, do you think they went in it and said, okay, so the people who invested in Bitcoin, do you think that they went in it thinking that it was gonna 100x, 1000x their money?
No, I don't think that they knew anything. I don't think they knew anything. Nobody can predict anything. Listen, if people could predict the future, then everybody would be rich, right?
That makes sense. So don't you? So I know there's a couple of different types of investments. There's calculated investments, and it's just like high risk or.
No. Explain to me. This is what I want to know.
And see if it.
This is what I want to know. Why are you invested in it? Give me the understanding as to why it makes sense for you to be invested in it.
I mean, it could be the future. Like people invest in the future.
So you basically speculating.
Yeah, like a lot of people speculate things like that because you don't. I mean, you can
But
plan for the future.
that's not
But you're not
actually.
100% sure.
Have you ever heard of tulip mania?
No.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what tulip mania is. Tulip mania was a time, I believe it was like in the 16 or 1700s, but I could be off on that. But tulip mania essentially was a time within history, I believe it was in the early 1600s, in which people were so obsessed with tulip bulbs that the price of tulips went through the roof, right? And there was no real rhyme or reason as to why most people had speculated that then drove up the price, but the price driving up was based off of what people were willing to pay for it, right? It's kind of like Beanie Babies back in the day. The value of it was based off of whatever people gave to it, right? But there are some people that understand how to drive the market, and there's other people that's just doing it based off of speculation. So based off of what you're telling me right now, though, you're not giving me any rhyme or reason as to why this makes sense. So, for example, if you ask me, well, Anton, why should you invest in Apple? I can give you the whole breakdown behind the management. I can give you some understanding of where it is that I think that they're going to go in the future, how they're leveraging their cloud strategy in order to push their services division. I could tell you of what so many different things, right? And then I can compare it against other companies, and then I can give you a real breakdown as to why I understand, right, what Apple's long-term strategy is, what their long-term strategy with regard to management is, the changing of the guards, how Tim Cook has stewarded the company much different than Steve Jobs, right? I can give you a whole breakdown, but if you're just telling me, hey, well, I mean, I think it's going to be big, that's not a reason to invest.
I understand, but I don't think it hurts to put like $2,000 into XRP and then
I'm
10
not
years
putting
later,
$1. I'm not putting $1 in something that I don't understand.
Okay, I understand.
You would put money in something that you don't understand?
Not necessarily, but from a fundamental standpoint, yes. Because if you have some type of investment, say you have properties, you have stocks, like, don't you want to diversify your portfolio in a sense?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
You got to listen. You got to do better than that, bro. You can't just throw money into stuff. That's how people got messed up. That's how GameStop people. That's just speculation. That's gambling. That's not investing.
Yeah, I would say is a form of gambling because do you play the lottery?
No.
Okay. Okay.
But I do gamble at the casino sometimes. But here's the key: when I gamble at the casino, I'm going in for fun. I'm not going in expecting to make a return on my investment.
Okay, so if you do win, you take that money and you put it back into investments, or you just once you
at
lose,
the casino.
What's the fundamental? Yeah, so you go.
I go and I give it away on the
right?
street. I literally go out and I pass it away on the street when I win.
You what? What do you do with the money?
I pass it out on the street.
Okay, that's love. That's love.
I don't, man. That's
but you
fun
in my
money.
city though.
Huh?
You in my city though. I say you in my city.
Oh, so you here? You here in New York?
Yes, sir.
So that mean I'm gonna meet you there tomorrow
night,
then,
I work
right?
at the World Trade.
That mean I'm gonna meet you tomorrow night?
I mean,
we gonna have this conversation in person?
For sure. Do I have to I have to like join Discord and shit?
I'm sorry?
I said, do I have to join? I have to join the Discord and shit, right? How do I do that?
So you sitting here trying to sell me on getting XRP and you're not even a bag chaser, bro?
You know what it is for me? I do believe in everything. Listen.
I gotta let you go.
I'm a bag
I gotta let you go, man. DJ, I gotta let you go, big dog. I got to get somebody
All
else
right,
up here,
man.
bro. You're embarrassing me out here.
For sure. Enjoy your day, man.
I knew you
What's
wasn't a
missing
bad
though?
chaser because you're not focused.
I'm focused, bro.
No,
If
you're
you
not.
know what it
I
is,
knew. Listen. Bag chasers don't talk like that.
like what?
I gotta let you go, big dog.
All right, man. Enjoy your day.
All right, big dog. Jack, what you think about that?
It's gambling, just what you said. And but that's our entire economic system, if we're honest about it. The entire Wall Street is gambling, dude. So
What's going on, Craig G? What's happening, big dog?
What's going on, big dog, man? I just wanted to
Chilling,
say, man,
chilling.
I appreciate you. Even during the stream, I went and watched that interview video, and rule number 2 was that keep the haircut.
Nah. We can't talk about what the rules of the game are. We just that's for the bag chasers. It's a crazy.
No, I'm
It's
just gonna say that one. I'm just gonna say that one so you know that I watched the video.
okay. It's a crazy. It's a phenomenal video, though, ain't it? Leverage the information in that video before you go
Last
on
year,
there.
I had dreads if I cut them off.
And you look phenomenal. Remember everything that I said inside of that video before you go into your interview. Execute on that stuff before you go into the interview, and then I want to hear from you afterwards about how it is that you got offered the position. All right. You breaking up? Hold
Yeah.
on. Man, everybody's breaking up. I think it's my internet connection over here. I think it's my internet connection, Jack.
something's weird with my setup too. I don't
Hold
know
on, give me a
what's going
second,
on.
Jack. I'm gonna bring you back
It's
in
the
one.
energies of the.
I'm gonna bring you back in 1 second. Let me see if I can fix this. Zon, are you there? Give me a peace sign. Let me see if I can fix this. What up, Zon? You muted.
What up, Quan?
Oh, I can hear you now. What's happening, big dog?
What up? Nothing chilling. I got a question for you though. Pertaining to our email that we talked about.
Is it something that's private?
I don't think it is.
Okay, what is it?
You are a business owner, or at least was, or have many businesses. What is your opinion or policy on hiring disabled people?
As long as they can do the job, I don't care what you do. And it
Okay.
depends on the position, right? I'm not going put a disabled person in a position where I need them to move boxes. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, if I see a guy and he's disabled, but he can edit a fucking video like crazy, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm all about efficiency, and if a person can execute on a position, I don't really care what you are. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. I don't care if you're disabled. I don't care what it is. Only thing I care about is the results.
Okay. See, that's great to hear from you because a lot of other employers don't give me the opportunity to show that. My longest running 9 to 5 was 6 months. I get a crisis, that's it. My job is done.
Yeah, but you also got to understand that a lot of times employers, it's different from me, right? Because I'm the owner, and so my philosophies is much different within my smaller company than an employer that is a large company that has layers, right? And when you got layers, you got to have middle management, you got to put different policies in place and stuff like that. But we'll kick it. I got your email. I'm gonna reach out to you, big dog.
All right, absolutely.
Okay, my friend.
Peace.
Tola. Is it Tola? Tola, I can't see you. Tola, you left your seat. Tola, going once. Tola going twice. I'm gonna have to get you back up here. Let me get is it Basil? See if I can get Basil in the building. Basil, you there? Let me pull you up, Basil. What up, B?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Chilling, my friend. What's the word?
All right, I'm new at this. I ain't gonna hold your time 'cause I know your time precious. Um, I'm an older guy, so I'm into more of hands-on um, building. So now
Okay.
I want to invest in your time to get more of knowledge building because I'm more of old school. You get what I'm saying? So I want to know how to get in contact with you because I'm going through a real life experience change for me and my kids. So I want to set up them with something because of my health issues. So I want to get with you on a I want to invest in your time to gain some knowledge of how to build
So,
wealth for my
how
kids.
old are your children?
22, 19, and 12.
All right, we got it. Yeah, we probably need to have a conversation. You can email me. Have you ever emailed me? Anton Daniels 413 at gmail.com.
No, sir. This is my first time ever doing this in my life.
Okay, yeah. Email me at Anton Daniels 413 at gmail.com and say you talked to me on the live. And I said to call you, and then I'm going to set that up. It's just my name, Anton Daniels 413 at gmail.com. Let me ask you a question. I don't want you to talk about your health issues per se. Um, the 22 and the 19-year-old, girl, boy,
Um, two girls and one boy. The
who,
22-year-old, 19, two girls. The 12-year-old is a boy, and I have them with me.
and they all
I'm a
still live
single
with you?
dad. Yes, sir.
You mind if I ask where the mom is? You don't have to answer any of these questions either.
We divorced.
So is she in their life at
She live
all?
in another city. Yes, she was here, but she haven't been here in 3 years. So I've been with them for 3 years here.
Is this a situation where you feel like something is going to happen to you soon or something?
Well, with my condition, it's an uncurable process, but um, if I can maintain with the medicine I take, I can be able to take care of myself, hopefully, throughout my life. But
All
just
right,
in
yeah,
case, I
email
want to
me.
be able to build something for my kids.
Email me, bro.
Um, okay, because of my eyes. Give me a second. Okay, I'm gonna hold your time. Okay, repeat your email again, sir.
It's my name, Anton Daniels
Okay,
413 at gmail.com.
okay. Thank you so much.
All right, bet. Let's have a conversation offline. I got you.
All right, thanks.
All right, bro. Let me get Tola back in. I'm going to get y'all in as I see y'all. Tola, you there? What up, big dog?
What's going on?
You got to adjust the camera up. I can't see the. You, there you go.
Sorry.
There you go. What's going on, big
Sorry,
dog?
is that better?
Yeah, I can see you. What's happening?
Hey, how you doing?
Chilling,
What's
chilling. What's
going
the
on,
word,
Sonny?
bro?
Nice to meet you.
You too, man. What's happening?
What'd you say?
I said it's nice to meet you too. What's
Nothing,
happening?
man. Nothing, man. Just another entrepreneur, man. Trying to do things like you, man. I appreciate all the work you've done, man. I reached out to you personally, man. I'm happy to see all the excellence, man. I'm really proud of you. And more
Thank you.
importantly, man, you definitely give me something to aspire to. I can definitely say that.
What do you do? What do you do? What's your business?
Oh, man. Woo, man, the simple or the long story. So my background's in fleet management logistics, but I do a lot of work for the Air Force and DoD right now. I work in robotics autonomy.
Okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Is it a business or is it a job?
Oh, no, I've had my business now, my own company for about 4 years now.
How's it going? How's the business going?
I bootstrapped since day one. Can't complain. We've been able to succeed. I've done some pretty good things. There's not a lot of people in the market that I'm in, and there's some great things coming. We do a lot of work in the government sector right now, including the Air Force and DoD. So only more to come, hopefully.
What's your capacity? Like, are you busy, or is it something that you just kind of managing and seeing through?
Um, what you mean? Like, do I have a 9 to 5, or is this it for me?
Well, a lot of times it is your business, but it is on a 9 to 5 basis. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people operate within a contract.
So that's just one area for me. This is not 9 to 5. This is almost 23, 24 hours a day. In the short amount of time, we've been able to receive large recognitions from Robinhood, Yahoo News. We've had several articles done about what we've done with my company. So yeah, this is a 24-hour, 7-day a week grind. Um, and I appreciate like how you talk about the things you do, because man, I know what it's like to work 22 hours out the day and then get up and get in the plane. I'm doing that right now. I'm currently in a hotel,
Yeah, that's
getting
what's
ready
up.
to do all day meetings and then catch a red eye to go to do more all day meetings tomorrow morning.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. That's what's up, man. Listen, you're gonna have to learn. How are you managing your time? Because you can't do that forever.
Man,
You can't operate with 2 and 3 hours of sleep forever.
no, that's true. You can't. You know, man, I haven't crossed the rubber hasn't crossed the road for me on that venture. You know, when you first start a company, man, that's all you dedicate to. You don't dedicate yourself to anything else but doing what you need to do to grow your company organically. And I've been able to do it in the right way without accepting and having too many people lead me down these long, devious roads. I've been able to have employees. I have a team of close to about 10 employees.
Mhm.
So we've been able to do some very successful things just, since day one. And that's it, man. I know that's not a forever plan, but that's the plan for today.
How many employees do you have?
Uh, 7 full-time, 10, 3, so altogether 10.
Well, you got 3 contract.
Oh, no, man. So that's just one avenue. So my background's in fleet management logistics. So I have private clientele, I have DoD clientele. So it deviates between both.
So but you're not answering the question about how you manage your time though.
Um, well, as you see, I'm getting dressed right now.
Right.
But as far as managing my time, um, this is not a great example because I'm here on the business trip. But normally, coding, business calls from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. depending on where my clients is. My clients are on the East Coast. My
Are
clients are
you
in
are you using
Europe.
Outlook? Are you using Google Calendar? Are you using
I use Google Calendar for everything.
Okay. I'd be interested in seeing what your calendar look like, bro. Because honestly, it sounds like you probably got some inefficiencies that you need to solve for.
Oh man, I definitely know there's holes in what I'm doing. There's
Yeah.
definitely room for improvement. That is not up for debate. That is very 100% accurate. But what I do have to do is I know I have to keep grinding because I'm doing something that others are not doing. So I'm able to put
Yeah, but
myself
you're
in
gonna burn
zones and
yourself out.
positions.
You're gonna burn yourself out, bro.
Oh no, I believe you. I believe you. I do
A-
have an exit plan. I
a-
definitely do.
but a lot
I
of
call
times,
this a
what
moment in
happens?
life, not my period in life.
Let me tell you what happens a lot of times, especially with with business owners, right? Is that they think that they're being their aggression and growing the business sometimes can be a hindrance because a lot of times they're preventing themselves from seeing where it is that they should grow the business instead of where they're spending the majority of their time. So I'll give you an example, right? One of the videos that I did inside of the Patreon was called the cost benefit analysis. The cost benefit analysis is basically you doing an assessment of how much it's costing you in your time to do one specific task versus another. So I'll give you an example. Let's say that I'm running one business, and business A is incredibly profitable. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of me scaling up. But because of the industry that it's in and because of the knowledge base that I have, I'm able to make a lot of profit in a short amount of time for that business, right? Let's say it's technology.
Mm-hmm.
On the other end, let's say I own a restaurant, right? And one of the things I was interested about the restaurant is that it was profitable, but the problem was that the cost benefit analysis of how much time I was spending in that space in order to maintain that profitability was much less than what it would have took for me to continue to grow this business over here, right? So the cost benefit analysis was, is it worth it for me to maintain a slim profit margin based off of what it takes to run that business? And when you start to break down certain numbers of what it costs in order to sell a piece of chicken versus spending more time over here where it's more growth opportunity, the cost benefit analysis, and this could be done within certain businesses, right? So it doesn't have to be a business to business comparison. What it can be is, where should you be spending majority of your time versus where you're allocating the majority of your time? Even if you break it down to a simple perspective, right? And I say, okay, well, I got Rita, right? And then I got another assistant on top of that. And then I got an editor. One of the justifications for me getting an editor, and I use this same analogy with everything, right? And I really don't talk about this outside of the Patreon, but one of the justifications for whether or not I'm gonna get an editor or if I'm gonna get an additional assistant is, how much is it costing me, or how much time is it taking away versus how much more revenue we can be generating if I allocate more of this person's time towards this, because the value that they're bringing is much greater than what it is that I'm utilizing them for. The cost benefit analysis of me getting an additional editor versus how much more revenue we can grow the company in is exponential depending on how it is that I'm allocating certain people. So what I'm saying is that you probably got some inefficiencies in what you're doing. Is that you have to do a cost benefit. You have to sit down with somebody that truly understands the numbers and understands the value of what each individual that's a part of your company is bringing to the company in order to do a cost benefit analysis, because you're losing money if you run it inefficient and not putting the right people in the right place at the right time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you on that. When you say that out loud, it does make sense. Like I do know there is a chance I'm possibly losing money, very much so. I do have inefficiencies. I do try to, I take that approach on the technical side. So like as far as like my team, I keep my team in a certain minute way where we can get the best out of the most small sector. So I have a group of engineers. So the ability that each one of them have, one weakness is matched by another strength. So then it can parallel together and make it better. On the business side, that does need to be appropriated for me a little bit more. That is something that I'm looking to do. Um, I'm releasing a product, so I've been a little bit in sales mode, and I just completed some different things. So that is something that is going to come down the pipeline for me, probably sooner than later.
Send me an email, bro. We need to have a conversation offline.
Man, I did twice actually,
No, no,
man.
no, no, no. Send me one right now, and then our
So
market is important. And then we can break it down.
please, I definitely will. Definitely will.
All right, my friend. Yeah, we need to have that conversation because you need to be sleeping so that you can be more efficient, and you'll probably be making way more money once we break down exactly how you're utilizing your time.
You know what's crazy, man? My clients, my most wealthiest clients, man, they don't even burn. They relaxing, and yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. I will admit that.
Yep. All right, my friend. I'm gonna talk to you later.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get up Dev. I got to come back to Jack and Jaquel. Dev, let me get you in here. What's going on, Dev?
What's up?
What's up, my friend? How you been?
Yeah, I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing well.
You got to give me an update. What's the word?
I worked it out. It's working out right now, man. Had a little heat, but it's cool though. I just faced more about how it seemed, how it is, where it's going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but ain't nothing I can't handle.
Yeah, but did you come to the conclusion yourself personally of what you wanted to do?
Yeah, yeah,
So you
yeah.
good. You rocking out. You rocking out with her.
Rocking out with her.
You 100% in. You 100% in.
I'm 100% in, but again, I made some more issues for myself with her, but that's cool. I deal with that.
What do you mean you made some more issues?
I don't think it's something I can talk about on this. That's more of a personal thing between me and you.
All right. Why you keep having these self-inflicted wounds, big dog?
It's more about how she felt about it more than what I said. You get what I'm saying? So some of it we had to take the personal stuff out and put the facts down, and some other things it was just more of I had to get realistic about what do I want from somebody. So
Listen, man, you
you
just
know,
got to learn how to talk to her.
yeah.
If you learn how to talk to her, you can tell her anything you want to tell her, and she'll be on your team, bro. She'll fucking jump off the roof.
I believe that's right. And the more about right now is like, all right, I said what I said,
Well,
and you
no,
got to
listen,
stand
listen,
on it.
listen. A lot of times people get caught up in the idea that um, when you talk to her like you're trying to get with her for the first time.
Okay.
It's that simple. When you
I
dealing
understand.
with her, deal with her like you just started kicking it with her, right? That level of enthusiasm, that level of compassion, that that finesse that you got going on, and it's supposed to extend into every aspect of what it is that you're doing. So, for example, usually when guys first start kicking it with a chick, and it's gonna seem simple at first, but it's real, right? You got to approach it not based off of what y'all going through, but where it is that you want to take her. So, for example,
Right.
if you meet a chick for the first time or you going out to the bar, usually you fresh, your mustache is trimmed, your beard is tight, your breath is smelling good. You know you looking fresh every day. You know what I'm saying? You approaching it with enthusiasm because you trying to put on a great impression. A lot of times, what I find people do is they start getting complacent, which then allows them to focus more time on the things that they don't care about or having to solve for problems instead of trying to leave a good impression, right? But when you always going into date mode, like it's the first time that you're really starting to kick it with somebody or you're trying to bust them down for the first time, you approach it a little bit differently, right? And so the way you communicate during that time is the way that you're supposed to communicate the entire time, right?
So would you say communicating with intention and, and looking for a follow through is better than
What I'm
trying to
saying
pitter patter
is
around the thing?
you in sales mode. You
Got
100%
it.
of the time in sales mode.
You about to make me drive up to New York to come see you.
I'm telling you, listen, when you at the job, one of the reasons why people don't get promoted at the job because you got to take the same approach at work as you do at home. One of the reasons why people don't get
Right.
promoted at the job is because they get complacent. They start coming to work in jeans on jean day. You know what I'm saying? They start doing their job. They start getting there on time instead of getting there early. They're not trying to impress the boss. They become friends with people. They get complacent, right? And so when you get
Right.
comfortable on the job, you allow for people to be able to slot you. But when you still on your game and when jean day came around, I didn't dress in jeans. I dressed like it was Monday, right? I never waited for them to set a meeting for me in order to do a one-on-one. I always did a drive-by, and then I asked them for feedback on certain things, and then I got to know their kids, right? I always was a person to volunteer. I was always on it like it was still the first time that they had ever met me because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. But what people don't understand is that the impression is everlasting, that you're leaving because people can then change their view of you once they start to sit with you for an extended period of time. So what I'm trying to tell you is when you dealing with her, deal with her as though it's her first time meeting you. And what it does is it puts her on her P's and Q's because she's still trying to understand you. Because now she's trying to figure out you know what I'm saying, why she needs to learn how to continue to impress you. Rita today is always still trying to impress me, bro. She always trying to figure it out. She always trying to impress me. When we
Okay.
checked in this place yesterday, and we chilling and we just sitting there. I grabbed her hand and I said, "Yo, come here, come walk around the streets of New York with me." And so we walked around and I started showing her, you know what I'm saying, different stuff and lights and asking her what her dreams and aspirations was. And this is last night at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking around the city of New York asking her, listen, would you, if you could live anywhere in one of these buildings, which one would you prefer? You like the water over there or whatever? I'm dating her. Like it's my first time meeting her. And she just fucking, you'd be surprised at what happened last night when I got into the room. She gave me her all. She gave me her
Okay.
all.
Okay.
You're all, and
And
everything you do, you always selling. You're
okay.
always selling everything you do.
Anton, I appreciate it, man. It's a lot when you make it big, but as you say, when you kind of make it simple, it's a lot. It's easier to do, and you
Yeah,
don't get in your own way. So
yeah.
I got you. I got you.
All right, big dog.
All right, man. I'll be seeing you next week.
I bet. I'm gonna come to you, Jack, after Jaquel. Let me see what Jaquel is talking about. I'm gonna be reading super chats, y'all, in a minute. Let me see what my dog Jaquel is saying. What up, Jaquel? I like them frames you got on, big dog.
Hey, you know what? You're the reason why I looked into these. You know what I'm
Yeah, you
saying?
look good, bro.
Thanks,
What's the
brother.
word, man?
It,
What's your thoughts?
well, I had a couple. I'm running some errands right now, so I heard you go off on a tangent earlier, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What's what set you off?
Nothing. You know what it is? It's just that I want people to take themselves more serious. You know what I'm saying? Like I want people to put more effort into the limited amount of time that they got. You know, because you don't really know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you could live to be 80, but then at the same time, you might not live as fruitful of a life as you could have got out of it because we didn't really seize the moment and take an opportunity to really take advantage of what was in front of us. And so I think a lot of us miss our opportunities. We miss our greatness. We miss different things that's going to come along because success is when opportunity meets preparation. But everybody is waiting on something to happen to them instead of making it happen. You know what I'm saying? And so we got the tools that we need to be successful. And a lot of times I feel like I'm more passionate about people and the opportunity that they have than they are for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I use myself as an example to help them to understand that I didn't get it any different than you, or I'm not better than you, or I didn't get lucky. It's just that I'm intentional. You know what I'm saying? And so I go and get that shit, and I don't waste opportunities. I seize the moment. And so if I can use myself as an example, because plenty of people can go and say Jay-Z, Rick Ross, man, we don't know them people. You know what I'm saying? You know me. I'm at your cities. I'm in your states. I'm meeting you. I'm shaking your hands. You got access to me. People can call me and they can talk to me, and I allow for people to come up and say whatever it is that they want to say, good or bad. Or, people got my phone number and I say email me or text me and I respond back to them personally. It's like when we gonna stop making excuses and start taking advantage of the opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I get riled up and juiced up because I'm so passionate about wanting people to do better for themselves, but they gotta want it too. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. I mean, I know you mean well in everything you do, right? And you know what I'm saying? Some people they just don't want to look inside themselves and their own failures. So they want to tell you that, it's not true. They want to make up all these different reasons why it ain't the truth, So and they want to see you get into a whole nother like level of excitement. They get a kick out of that, man.
Oh, I'm
So
cool
it's
with
like,
that, Bert. Yeah, I'm with that.
yeah,
I'm
but
cool with that.
I understand. I know you want it. I know you good for the smoke. I know you ready to give it, anytime. Equal accountability holder, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um I'm concerned more so about like the health wise, what's going on the inside of your body. You know what I
hmm
mean?
hmm
Like your body when it goes through certain stresses, it develops it creates more
Yeah,
cortisol,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Cortisol
That's fair.
and it does it. What it does it in a negative way to your body. Like there's like the white fat and there's the brown fat.
Yeah.
So like you develop fat on your body that's not good for you just because of the stress. That's why they say stress is the number one cause of like death. It kills you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things I like. For example, if you start taking creatine when you work out, I don't know if you do that now, right? It'll improve your mental health. It'll help
Okay.
you to get rid of that fat, that white fat in your body.
Okay.
You know, so I look at it like I I know you're ready to give it because you got passion in you. And when I meet you, you're gonna understand how I know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but just want to say hello to you, man.
I
Listen,
appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping through, bro.
yeah. I don't know if you remember our last conversation. It was a while back. It was when Will Smith had smacked Chris Rock on the
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, 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 yeah. That was a while ago.
I actually met your mom. She sat on your lap and introduced herself,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So fast forward, supposedly, I'm not up on like the gossip like that, or as far as like these celebrities, but Jada Pinkett is like filing for a divorce supposedly with
Is she really?
Will.
No way.
That's I saw something like that. I don't. You can look into it. I don't know if it's the truth, all the way the truth, but I just saw something like that, because I didn't look that deep into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And a side note, you ever see these there was a movie, I can't remember the name of this movie, where this Jewish dude was trying to promote this black woman. She was supposed to be like the representation for all black women, all women, period. She,
Mm-hmm.
she chose herself and independence over marriage. The dude that she left back in college ended up being a doctor and was willing to do whatever it takes to keep themselves together, keep the relationship together. And the
Mm-hmm.
dude that wanted to promote her, the Jewish dude, he was a hustler. He did everything. Everything was about business, right? So that put me in thought like with you because that's how you move. But the thing he was doing, he had a walking treadmill, like a stand up desk and a walking treadmill.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? It's like the whole Scrooge. It's like the Scrooge McDuck. Back in the day, he used to have that little walking. He used to walk in circles. Sometimes it was like dirt, and then he like upgraded it to like like the roller, like the joint they got in the casinos where they spin it one way and you throw the ball, you
Yeah.
spin the ball and it goes in the opposite direction and lands on a number.
Yeah.
He upgraded to that. So basically, when you walk, you think more, right? And it keeps you in better health. So just wanted to share that with you. I don't know if you'd be interested in something like that.
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, let's kick it on that about that, and then I'll find out more about it. You know me, I got to do research and find out. So, thank you, my friend. I appreciate
Okay.
you.
Okay. Yeah, not too much. Yeah, I know I get a little bit long-winded, man.
No, no, no. You cool. I
But yeah,
appreciate you,
just
bro.
want to say thank you. Yeah, I want to say thank you for all you do. Keep doing what you're doing. You know who got your back. Number one, first and foremost, the man upstairs.
Yeah, and you got my back, big dog.
Um, and I'll check.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, you already know. You already know.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. Much love to you and the family. Oh, shout out to Natasha
Shout
Vincent.
out to Natasha, my girl.
Another real one.
Yeah. Shout out to Natasha. I appreciate you, Natasha. All right, big dog. Thank you, bro.
All right, family. All right.
Let me get my dog Jack back up. What's up, Jack? How you feel?
I feel blessed. I still got a delay in my image. There's something weird on this end with this app.
Yeah, it's probably just my connection here because it's different than StreamYard when I use this. It's dependent upon my connection, but I'm in a completely different city, and I don't know how strong this internet connection is. So I just try to figure it out from there.
All right. Well, and the neighbors started doing yard work, so hopefully there's not too much background coming through.
Yeah.
Hey, I love you are generous with your knowledge and your wisdom. Brother, that's what our world needs. Thank you. I
I
saw that
appreciate
in
it,
the
Jack.
You haven't got to the super chats yet, have you? I saw
No,
some
I
good
get to 'em.
comments in
I
those.
get to 'em.
So
My wife says that Rita, what did you say? What did you just say?
Anton knows everything.
Did you hear? You got something right here. She always says,
Anton knows everything.
she says I know. She said she believes that I know. Like in her mind, she thinks that I know every single thing in the world. Like sometimes she'll just walk up to me and ask me a random question, and be like, "Yo, I just knew you knew that. I just knew you knew that." So in her mind, I'm like her hero. I'm like her. She's my biggest fan. So she thinks I knows everything.
Well,
So,
I know. Anton, I love you, man, but what I found my role is to help people recognize their egos.
yeah.
And I wonder if there's something there. But
You think what do you think about my ego, Jack? Be honest.
I think it's a bit swole.
Think so?
I think yeah, it's a little bit. But you've got plenty of facts, plenty of evidence to back up what you say, and you speak truthfully as far as I can
Jack,
tell.
I'm gonna tell
So
you. I'm gonna be honest with you though, Jack. I believe that. I don't think it's ego. I don't think it's ego at all, Jack. I think that it's. I think that we've become so removed from what being a man, from what we know a man to be, that we've now conflated that with thinking that that's ego. I think that being a man is being very matter of fact and forthcoming with our greatness.
amen. I agree with you there. The the definition of some of these words though, that's where, maybe we could work out some details. We could finesse because definitions of men, definitions of greatness, this materialist world that we were born into, the focus on the results and the wealth and the titles and all of this stuff. It's not healthy and it's not accurate. It's
It's a beautiful thing, Jack.
it's kept us.
Materials are great.
What's that?
Material things are great, Jack.
Amen. They are tools. Amen. Tools and people. I mean, money and people, they are tools that we can use for success, but the people have been taught not to be used, right? That there's no exchange of value unless there's this commercial exchange of fiat. And it is this fiat currency, man. It is such a brilliant, brilliant game.
I think
think,
it's
hey,
necessary. And I think that it also
there's a
separates the
time.
difference between it's a good measuring stick to determine, the difference between great men and average men and less than average men.
I disagree because money is it's if we want to use money as a symbol of value, as a symbol of worth, of exchange, like is what we've been taught it is. Well, Anton, you shared some of your some of your spending earlier. That was more than I made in a year for many years.
Really?
So $100 in your wallet is not the same as $100 in a single mother, trying to feed a couple of kids. We know that.
Correct.
Yet we treat each other as though we all have the same opportunities, which we
We do,
don't.
Jack.
That's an illusion. It's an illusion that
Playing
is
field is level,
partially
Jack.
true.
The playing field is level.
Pardon?
The playing field here in the United States of America is pretty level now, Jack.
I absolutely disagree. We live in a police state. It's an asylum where the prisoners are enforcing the rules.
Think about it like this,
It's kind
Jack.
of insane.
Think about it like this from this perspective. The single mother deserves no more of any more sympathy than a man with no kids. You know why? Because it was all a choice.
Please.
She chose to have children and then become a single mother. So I can't then feel more sympathy for her choices than she deserves simply because she finds herself in that situation. She chose to be a mother. She chose to be a single mother also, in most instances.
Amen. I was raised by one of those. And you're right. Life is choices. So what determines our choices, though? Let's think that thought a little further. What determines our choices? The choices are limited by what we've learned. And we only know what we've learned. Not everyone has learned opportunities. Not everyone has learned self-reliance.
It's not true, Jack. It's all by your choices.
Our choices are limited by our thoughts, and our thoughts are limited by our memories, which is created by our experience and the environment.
It's not
so
true.
Tell you what, Anton, here's what is true. I'll be 50 years old in a couple of weeks, and I have spent my lifetime crawling out of poverty.
Right.
And I spent the first 20 years doing it as an obedient, dedicated employee for the government, for the Postal Service. And I finally realized that's why I was miserable. I was selling myself short at $50,000, $70,000 a year of secure employment and putting away for my future. I was miserable because I was lying to myself about what I could offer to the world. And then when I decided I could offer the world more, I invested in my education so that I had more to offer.
Jack. Hold on one second.
Praise be. Hey, since dead air is never good, I'll steal the opportunity. Today's the day we live, brothers and sisters. Today is where the future begins. So what we learn and what we think, what we say and what we do today with each other, it's going to affect what we do tomorrow.
This is the Jack Talcott Show. What's going on, big dog? So listen, I got the cable guys here. See? He's about to go and fix the cable. How long is this going to take?
I need to check everything. What is the equipment? The cable box normally is inside the closet.
Okay. So what you saying? What you thinking? Like a half hour, hour?
Let me do that. I know. I'm working before.
Cable guy said I got to end the show because he got to do the internet. So what am I going to do, Jack?
Timing. Hey, brother, we got a flow.
See how bright Rita's clothes are and stuff? She's very bright for the day. See her? See that? The cable guy's about to interrupt my internet, so we got to end the show, Jack. I love you, bro.
Hey, God reveals the future moment by moment, and we get to adapt and flow. Thank you. It's good to see you again, brother, and I hope to talk again sometime soon.
All right, Jack.
God bless.
Big dog.
Peace.
So I gotta let me read the super chats before I get disconnected out here in these streets because I gotta acknowledge my people. Shout out to Levi Apparel. I appreciate you for the 2-ball. Thank you, my friend. Hey, cable guy, please don't interrupt the internet yet. You're not gonna interrupt the internet, right?
Yeah. Well, please, you want to install the boxes.
Okay, hold on. Not yet though.
Okay.
You give like 2 minutes.
Slan sells cars, says Anton. I'm special finance manager at a Chevy. In Sacramento, repos are way up. Single mothers are struggling big time. Woo-wee. I see I was right out here in these streets. Anthony Gordon is in the building. Shout out to Anthony Gordon. What are you about to do? You about to put in a new, like, for the TV?
Yeah.
That's not gonna affect the internet though, is it? Oh, so it's not gonna affect the internet?
No.
Do your thing, then, big dog.
Spectrum is cable. We don't have that in Michigan. I didn't know what that was.
Who is it that making the payment?
Not me. What?
The name is Darling Flores.
Yes, darling. That's correct. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna let y'all figure that out.
He asked him where he wants to box it. The cable box is in.
You can figure out wherever you want to put them. Shout out to Anthony Gordon, said this vehicle is trash. I went and run and drove from Texas to Missouri. It was brand new. The Wagoneer broke down on me in Missouri. Oh man, shout out to Anthony Gordon. Brock is in the building. Brock says, Anton, you should get a Bentayga for your guests for Patreon exclusive content. I didn't like the Bentayga. I drove one. I picked up one. I didn't necessarily care for the Bentayga. There's one right outside the hotel too. I like the Urus, but I think they're about to replace the Urus. So shout out to Bentley, but I didn't care for the Bentayga. Craig G says, just finished the interview video. People need to understand being likable is a skill. Shout out to Craig G is in the building. I appreciate you. Chris J is in the building. Says, good morning, people. Salute to the Chasers. I wish I could have made the trip to NYC, but hopefully I see y'all on the next one. Have fun, though. Shout out to the Patreon members. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Appreciate you. Compton Mania. Talked to him yesterday. Is in the building. Says, thanks for the game, fam. Bam. Shout out to Compton Mania. Make sure y'all Google Compton Mania. He's a really, really good dude. Appreciate you, Compton Mania. Clip is in the building. Says, then you're going to have to take your ass to the bus stop. And we like bus stops. I believe in public transportation. Spencer Campbell is in the building. Says, bruh, if you can afford it, if you can't afford it, just say it. Shout out to Spencer Campbell in the building. Self-Made Forever says, AD just seen a car that says just married, but cash app us because we're broke. I've been seeing a lot of just married signs. Cash app, shout out for the truckers, AD. Hey, shout out to my truckers. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all. Rashad Howard says, oh, damn, not my city being brought to the front of the congregation, shaking my head. I hope they get every fingerprint off that Amazon truck. You and me both. I agree with that. Shout out to Rashad. Bitcoin Brown is in the building. Says, appreciate the no fumble on the Friday gems. Keep going, Ton. Shout out to Bitcoin Brown in the building. I appreciate you. Bilderberg Boy is in the building. Says, Anton is correct. All three of my lease vehicles are under my business and used as a tax write-off. Even the vehicle that my mother drives, checking late, big dog, had multiple network failures this morning. Shout out to Bilderberg Boy Radio in the building. I appreciate you. Shadow Dragon TV says, love and support to a man who doesn't have to do what he does, but does it anyway. Words can't describe how appreciative we all are of you for all you do in the game that you give respect. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Shadow Dragon TV. My dog, Executive Suite MLE in the building says, what up, big dog? I'll be in the building tomorrow. Got a cigar for you. Let's get it. Do I have to bring a bag for the gifts? My girl, Natasha. Natasha said, we may be receipt fatigued. We have seen everything already, Anton. Natasha, I don't know if I should keep showing the receipts or not. We be having new people coming into the stream. It says, bag chasers are transparent and learn from you as well as one another. Join the Patreon. I'm doing the Patreon probably live stream on Tuesday. Tuesday night, I'm going to be doing a Patreon exclusive live stream breaking down for y'all exactly what it's costing me in order to build this house so far. It's going to be awesome. Shout out to Natasha. And Pride and Beauty just came through and said, what up, though? Just dropped off a 20 ball. I appreciate you. Thank you. Raymond Jordan is in the building. Says, Buffett, Warren Buffett, and Charlie Munger, stay with your circle of competence. This is the essence of investing. We do not deviate. We do not put money into things that we do not understand. We invest in the things that we truly understand. Shout out to Twisted Up TV is in the building. Says, Anton, I'm looking to open a luxury dealership. I have my dealer's license and ready to go. What do you think? Well, it depends. Are you looking to do new cars, used cars, rent cars, luxury dealership? It can be profitable. You just need to understand exactly how it works and in your state in particular. So send me a message inside of the Patreon and I will answer it and give me more details because the context is the things that matters. Captain DDR is in the building. Says, God bless the good brother Dave and his fam. Trust in the Lord. Anton, good afternoon, General. Salute. Just showing my appreciation for all that you do. Keep going, NYC. Saturday, baby. Hashtag the bag chasers. I can't wait to link up with my people. It's going to be out of control. Says, I wanted to cam up, but in this damn meeting, peace and love to the hashtag bag chaser family. Anton. Haters gonna hate, brother. God is love, love is truth, and the devil is a liar. Salute, squad. Shout out to y'all. K Cooper is in the building, says, sing, please. I ain't got no voice. Please don't go. Please don't go. Shout out to K Cooper in the building. I appreciate you, baby girl. Thank y'all for rocking out with me. I'm always happy to be able to cam up and have conversations with y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Got more work to do. Cable guys here. And chilling, having a good time. Shout out to RX Media is in the building also. Says, appreciate the game you've been spitting. Join the bag chasers. Just finished my budget and financial goals as well as my debt playoff plan. It's time to get that bag. Hey, can I get a round of applause for all of the new bag chasers that's in the building? Can I get another round of applause? And one more for the road. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Listen, y'all. Life is good. I'm in New York. I'm in y'all city. You see it behind me. This ain't no green screen. This is real life. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Fight Club is tonight. Let's get it popping. And I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful by ourselves, y'all. Make sure you join the Patreon. Go and get your Tej Hanley. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Apex Legends said the cable guys chillin'. Let me see. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll let y'all later.